Seems to be a cavalcade of characters on the virtual smorgasbord of the Yard of Stream, relayed through the two of you. What's going on? YouTube world. Steve, Vinny, Michael, Crypto Grifter, making that long-awaited return. Tuesdays are horseshit for him because he's got to fucking hand out Happy Meals till 11:30 at night, and then some Cavassier till 12. Of course, Central Time out there, it's 1. And then Wednesdays aren't much better. So things worked out this week, and I'm glad because this is an episode I want him on. It's always... And Michael getting on here too. Because food is life. Good food is a good life. So talked a bit about it last week at Vinny's. Thoughts, opinions, desires. See if he likes mustard. I believe that was during the week that it was a big thumbs down on that too. So I guess I'll be just eating mustard in the fucking corner. Everybody else throws a Miracle Whip packets or butter slabs at me or whatever the fuck it's gonna happen. But yeah, it's. I know in the limited stuff I saw on. See there. Limited stuff I saw on the Hobby Palooza that wasn't talking about cards from 1431 this past weekend. There was actually some national talk. There's actually some stuff, just glossing over in most regards, which you'd expect. But the food part for us 5, I think, is a big key. Yes, cards. The other big part of it is the friendships, the relationships. I don't know I ever want to say fuck that either, because that's obviously the 5 you see on screen. It isn't May 2010 YouTube. I go on, make my debut. Steve's on within the month. The next month, within a month or two of me, Michael is lurking in the blog sphere, then comes on. Ed's somewhere in there too. Vincenza comes much later. So, I mean, it's not like we're all holding hands walking into the room together. This is people will be running from us if they see us together because there's a fucking tornado of curse words and profanities and middle fingers and crotch chops and ripping ass and just get the hell out of the way. It's not going to be positive, but it's the relationships and the food, because the market has dictated we're not going to sit there and spend stupid money because Team Schmedium and his representatives that are taking their shirts off, breaking fucking cards and taking Trevor Lawrence's home ec clothes, who's trying to get onto an amusement park ride, but he's still too short. Even with the girls he's with, it doesn't matter. I mean, man buns aren't that awesome to begin with. You throw him on there. It's like Cy Sperling for Hair Club for Men. It doesn't matter. You're still fucking. It's actually relationships. It's actually food. Cards. It's going to be the third thing. The experience of just going there. That does count the cards. That does count going to the Rosemont Horizon. That doesn't take away from it. But I didn't hear a lot of it. Again, talking about Christopher Columbus rookie cards or the Methuselah like blank back for the vintage cock over the weekend. I could have done without. I mean, if I wanted to listen to old people talk about old stuff, I'd listen to McLaughlin Hour on fucking PBS. I'm sorry. I just don't care. You don't need 8 hours of it a day, and then. But again,
Sure.
I'm different.
Sure you do, Dave. Sure you
I'm
do.
different.
Come on, Dave. Come on.
2 Chainz. I'm different. Sorry.
I would like to say one thing, since he actually popped in briefly. I don't know if he's still here. One unexpected surprise
Positive.
that came out of Hobbypalooza, and I will give a shout out to Mike O because he's here. We will take an unofficial sponsorship of your spot on Hobbypalooza. Thank you, good sir, because I'm sure that made our good friends at Baseball Collector cringe. So that was awesome to hear because everybody knows we'll never get a fucking invite, but at least to have the name thrown out there with quite a few viewers and they have no idea who the hell we are. Maybe they strolled by, maybe they'll come by. But we did acquire 2 more subs. Not sure if that was due to the free unofficial sponsorship that Mike threw out during Hobbypalooza, but we'll take it.
Yes.
They'll float on in.
What was that, Ed?
I said they'll float on in.
Well,
tag, you're it.
Let's hope it isn't that one floating in.
Yeah. Somebody better have a needle then. Pop that one.
And
We're up to 107.
And for the small list to start us off for the evening, smaller crowd to start us off, which, is not uncommon. People are like, didn't we talk about this last week? Yeah, but of course, Vinny's back. We've got Michael here. We've got Ed, just because why would you not want to have Ed on the show when it comes to food talk? But here before too long, the unofficial big push for the IRP making the YouTube Hall of Fame will start happening. So just
FYI. I
FYI.
saw you mention that on the last episode. You're going to be officially eligible.
Mm-hmm.
So
we will be eligible. Yep. So Mark, of course, was like, start the campaign now. Well, we rely on everybody else in the YouTube sphere. Current Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers. Get us on the ballot. Make it happen. And then we'll retire. Okay, maybe we won't retire. So, anyways, it is good to see you, Ed. It's been a long while. Michael, we did miss you last week. We're glad we have Vinny back after a not so pleasant experience for him. As Vinny knows, we don't share any information. It's always Vinny's place to share details if he chooses to do so. But it sucked not having him on the show. Michael's been a constant over the last few weeks, so it's good to have him back as well. And then, like I said, it's always good to see Ed. It's probably been, close to a year since you've been on?
No, but it's definitely been a while. I was on, I think, before the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So
because Philly. Yep, because Philly. Yeah. Philly was in the Super Bowl. So that would make sense. That would make sense.
I have yet to watch the Super Bowl reaction episode for you guys yet. I've been banging out all the episodes that I missed, but I have not gotten to that one yet. I will eventually watch it, but I'm like, do I really want to recap the Super Bowl? Do I really want to watch that one again?
At the end of the day, Ed, as long as you watch the episode with Mike Kramer, you don't have to watch another show ever.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. I got done that one today, and you had Jeff on as well. That one was also about Pinnacle.
Jeff leading the charge with the interview questions with Mike, and I mean, shit, we talked about that even a little bit last week because Jeff popped in, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was the highlight for us for sure. Oh, Mike's already given you shit, by the way, Ed. As far as the Super Bowl episode, the aftermath of the Super Bowl, when you need a good cry.
At least your team's good enough to make it there. So I mean that right there. That I know it's a hollow victory, but it's a victory nonetheless. I mean my Chargers will never get there ever. So I have to live vicariously through you or play a fucking video game with the Chargers in a season mode or a franchise mode to try to get there. And I'm sure I'll lose in the first round of the playoffs too, just because they don't get past the first round. So I say 6 months after the Super Bowl, you don't get over it, but you can get over and watch. Maybe we can have a watch party at the National, right on the floor there. We'll sit in the Breakers Pavilion and we'll fucking watch it.
Fuck that.
No. Come on now.
Oh,
The
are you
fam-
talking about the episode or the actual game?
No, the episode. Fuck the game. I don't
I thought you meant the game. I
oh,
thought you
fuck
meant
that.
the actual
Yeah,
game.
you're right.
We ain't
Correct.
watching
Fuck.
that shit.
No, the episode. Go sit on the backyard Breakers table and fucking rip ass and watch the episode. Fuck you. So your shit isn't the only stuff that stinks around here. Smell some fucking tortillas, motherfucker.
So Dave, can we wait for that to happen like until Saturday or Sunday after we've at least got to attend a little bit of the show?
Yes, I mean Saturday midday. That then you have the buzz for like the rest of the day, and people are like, what the hell went on in the Breakers? These rogue motherfuckers came in and just started ripping ass and like causing a commotion.
Dave, you haven't been to the National in quite a while. Man, you are going to get a shock to the system, sir. You are going to get a big shock to the system.
That's the problem. I'm remembering like okay, 09 in Cleveland. You could just walk around. It was basically like I'm sure like a flea market that zombie collector walks through. I mean, there's like 20 people there and like 50 tables. You got all the elbow room. Chicago in 11, same thing. I mean, even when the busiest time, you could still move comfortably. And I am nervous as fuck to see just a bunch of dipshits.
Ooh.
A bunch of bats. I am nervous as fuck at how I'm going to react because I don't like. Yeah, you get the suit on and don't say it's too hot. You're not cool.
Well, the air conditioner broke last time in Chicago.
Well,
The AC
I'm
broke,
sure
so
there
people
was
were
air conditioning this time with the extra people. That's probably what they took out was the air conditioning.
People were dripping sweat beads into the value boxes. Little sweat beads into the value box.
That's where some of those PSA 6s come from. Some watermarks in that those 2020 tops. So I mean, what do you do? PSA will not tell you what it is. You obviously glossed over it, so yeah, it's gonna be, especially seeing like the lines into the place. Before it's just like you just walk up, hey, if you were just buying the tickets, like the 1 day or 2 day. Cut off sleeves though. And I want Ed's hair spiked and frosted tips. Tips of his hair, people. Don't think sick. Fucks. So it's gonna be weird. I just know it will be, and I will try. Since Lou said he's not gonna be there, I will try. I've got one of those whatever things where it charges up and you're supposed to plug your phone in and you can fucking get the charge from that. I don't know why it's not taking a charge to charge up, but I want to get one of those so that I've got enough juice to walk around, upload video.
Vinny has plenty.
Okay. I will need one because I will do the honors of recording a lot of this shitty content, and I will do commentary, and I'll probably get either punched or kicked or pulled the fuck off. And as floating head house air is up there, and there's a pup.
There's a pup for Ed.
There's a pupper.
You made Ed's day there, Michael.
Sweet baby.
Good.
Well, so far, Orlando. We let's wait till the show and see how it is then.
I know Dave, and I think Steve. I think you said it as well in a previous episode. I know you guys are pretty set on not going to a trade night, but I really want to influence you guys to go to a trade night just so you can see the stupidity and just the overall craziness that goes on at some of that stuff. Remember, all transactions are tax-free.
Where's my gun? Oh, damn, I can't shoot you through a video screen. Damn it, Ed, you got lucky. And for the record, I don't own one. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But
disclaimer.
No disclaimer. Hashtag facts. I don't own one. I live in Texas and I don't own one. That's a legitimate fact.
Some of these trade nights, though, the bulk, a lot of people just go for the trade nights now. There's a good majority of people that go specifically for the trade nights. Like, they will sell and trade so much stuff that it's just they're leaving with little duffel bags full of money, and it's really wild to see that stuff unfold. You just see the most zaniest characters at these events. So that I'm telling you, we got to wind you up. We got to wind up Dave, and we got to get him in there and get a film crew to follow him around, because that will be comedy gold.
That's just, I don't know. I don't think the bail fund will be big enough if that's the case. I just,
yeah. And to have more people, even though you say, oh, that's maxed out on like a number, fire marshal shut you down. The one last year, it's just like there's way more than should have been left out. You can't have that many people in. It's like setting up a birthday party for like 20 people when you have babyface Ryan and his wife pouring out like high C and having like cake triangles for like 200 people and like 2,000 show up. And I know it's more were allowed in there than 200 or whatever, 20 people. But I'm just saying it looked. You have people basically like totem poling each other so they can make trades. Like, how are you fucking sitting on top of each other and make trades? And the stench. The stench. You know, 95% to 100% did not. If they just came from the show, they put in a full shift there. If they showered before they went to the show, you're going to be lucky if you smell like a gentle gust of like some zest, or maybe a tinge of Old Spice. Maybe an older gentleman's got like Stetson on or whatever. But you're going to smell a lot of swass. It's going to fucking smell like a porta potty.
Got to invest in some Febreze.
Well, that I'm going to have.
You guys are driving, right? You have to bring a case of it. Bring it around. Have a utility belt. Tie it to you. Go hose them all down.
Fanny pack flex with some freaking travel size Febreze. Before you walk up to a table.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's going to have to be something, because, I mean, I know that was something that was prominent. It's at every card show. It's the old adage of you see Chunky McChunkerson, like, twaddling along. I mean, and shoes that are probably, like, 2 sizes too tight, and he doesn't have the wide width. So, like, it's split on the side. socks are sort of drooping. I mean, shorts that are dangling down. I mean, take one of those Pete Alonso PSA 9 rookies, trade them in for a pair of suspenders. It does the world some good. But I mean, it's just, you can tell these people, it's like, just take a slight bit of pride in something. Your smell. Just your smell. I'll take that. Because nobody wants to smell BO and swass or foot stink. I mean, if you have somebody that's got the whole, like, the trifecta, oh man, that's going to be tough. I don't care what. If they twaddle up and it's like, I'm looking at maybe a 10-cent box or a 5-cent box, it's the national. It's going to be tough to sit there and hold court, because that smell, unless I've got one of my farts like ready to shoot off, that's gonna be like, I don't know, like a Dungeons and Dragons situation or something, like the battleship. Oh, I hit your ship. Well, no, I'm gonna sink yours with this one. So it's gonna be that's gonna be the one thing I worry about as well. Just the overall. That's the vibe. What's the cleanliness vibe of the national? So I don't know. Things that I'll be thinking of more than other people, which I know is a stunning turn of events for all involved.
The thing that always mind blows me at the National is when you see people spend thousands of dollars on cards, and then they hop in line to buy a $10 piece of cardboard pizza. We're talking about the food. Why? Like, they don't want to leave the convention center. It's like they don't want, like, they're scared to go outside. Like, come on, like, you can leave the convention center for just to get lunch or to get an early dinner if you want to. I mean, if you've been there, like, you could go tomorrow, you can go the next day. Like, but there's people that will go and they will never leave, and then they'll just eat the food in there. And it's just, that food is like, I don't even think you could call it food. It's probably pretzels from like 2020, pre-pandemic soft pretzels, hot dogs from the Stone Age, pizza that was made from the 80s. Like, why do you want to eat that shit? A junkyard dog. Yeah, probably junkyard dog meat.
As long as the beer is cold, I may buy a beer.
I don't even know if it's cold. I mean, if it's chilled to a degree.
Okay, give me a cup of ice with it, and I'll freaking, like.
Well, that'll be like $4.
Suffer.
That ice came out of the urinals.
I was getting ready to say, did the ice get freaking made from the bathroom?
Yep.
Right. It was purified. Come on.
Straight from the trough.
And that's always
Wrigleyville.
And when you get into the convention, that's always the three longest lines are always PSA. That's the longest line. Number 2, the longest line is usually for food, which is always mind-blowing. And the third longest line is usually the bathroom.
Yep.
The men's bathroom. Women's bathroom's deserted. Men's bathroom, there's always a huge long line. But it's just like, come on, like, either bring food with you, which for some people that might not be an option, but just go out to lunch, take an Uber or take a Lyft. It's not like the old days where, like in the 90s, where you didn't have these apps, these drive sharing apps where you can't go anywhere. Like,
no,
just there's so many places to eat around.
Yes,
Rosemont and the Donald Stevenson Center.
Yeah,
we've got freaking parking passes, so we can come and go as the fuck we want, and not have to repay for parking. So.
Yeah, right behind the hotels across the street is a whole entertainment district with restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like Cleveland where you'd have to travel out to somewhere.
Hi, C. You could at least wave.
Yeah, come on now. Big league. Trying to see who's on.
Remind her, less than a month. Less than a month.
Hi.
hard to believe. We started planning this in what? October? November?
Yeah, thereabouts.
We've had tickets since pretty much they went on sale.
Hmm.
And the fact that it's now less than a month away.
VIP passes. The National announced yesterday that VIP passes are like almost all completely sold out. So for any reason you don't have, I'm assuming all of you guys have your passes already.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, one of us doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and spill it, Michael, and then you can go into detail. We are going to be at National sans this film not yet rated.
Yeah, it sucks. I talked to Steve and Vinny prior to going live, prior to you getting here, Dave. Yeah. John was a 100% no-go. So then I was looking into driving or flying.
Hmm.
And I was going to end up going with driving, even though I didn't want to make the drive back.
Mm-hmm.
However, my good friend Andrew, I don't know if you met him at the wedding or not, but him and his fiance were there. They're supposed to get married in the spring because he leaves for Korea in October for a year, and at mid-tour he was going to come home at mid-tour and get married. Well, they decided they didn't want to wait. They are getting married July 29th. So I will be going to the wedding instead of to Chicago. It sucks. But at the same time, I'm happy I'm going to get to go to their wedding.
Yeah.
100%.
Because like I told them, when he gets back from Korea, he's not coming back here to Missouri. He's being stationed in Alaska. So
Alaska's terrible.
Yeah, he's not looking forward to it.
I hope it's not near Sitka.
I'm not sure where he's going. I'm not sure which base because there's two of them up there, and I can't remember which one he's going to.
How long is he there for? Is it a permanent station or is it still like
Alaska? Alaska, he'll probably be there. Typically, you're at a base for 4 years.
Okay.
Overseas, like I said, Korea is only a 1 year tour. It's a 2 year tour if you want to take your family with you. It's 2 years, but it's 1 year if you go by yourself and you get to come home for 30 days at midway through it. So you're technically there 11 months. But Alaska would just be like getting stationed here anywhere else stateside where you're going to be there as long as that position's needed. It's typically 4 years. Unless you're some kind of leadership role, like an officer or anything like that. Commanders, whatnot, they are only at a place for 2 years at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so after his wedding, once he leaves in October, probably I might get to see him when he comes home with mid-tour. I'm sure he's going to be pretty busy. But after that, it's going to be a long time before I see him again. Well, I don't think I'm going to want to visit Alaska.
Especially if it's near Sitka. I've heard things.
For reasons.
Yeah.
Hashtag reasons.
The only reason I would want to is to go see the Northern Lights. But
you can do that in Minnesota on the shores of Lake Superior.
You can. Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure the food in Alaska.
Right now, I don't think you can see it. Center. Right now, I'm guessing it's a little hazy.
Well, right now, if you can hear it, and I don't know if any of you are picking it up, but it just literally sounds like a faucet's running.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the water off the roof that's been like that all day, which that's fine. We need it desperately, but
yeah, we're having issues down here. We need rain pretty bad.
There had been about a month and a half since like a couple days of like just rain, just hard rain, soak it up, and then you have something left over with it. The ground is actually
We're
little
getting
back-
big cracks in the ground down here. What are the temperatures like where you're at, Steve?
Right before we went on, it was 97. Feels like 104, which is actually a drop since yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds just like what we were at today. Tomorrow, I think, supposed to be 103 to 105 with the heat index of around 110.
And that's what we were supposed to be at today. That's what we were yesterday.
Yeah,
it was 100 here, and it felt like it was 113, 114, I think. So it's
nasty.
It's going to be an interesting summer, I will say, and I'm hoping this stays true. So it's supposed to be like 103 tomorrow and like 102 on Friday, but we have a chance of rain starting like Friday night going into, I think, Monday morning. And highs are supposed to be in like the mid 90s, which is perfect because we're doing our annual like neighborhood July 4th thing this Saturday. And it would be nice if the temperatures were a little bit better.
Yeah, I think our weather sounds so similar. Same type of forecast. The next 2 days supposed to be in the hundreds, and then over the weekend we're supposed to get or have a chance of rain. And I think our high Saturday and Sunday is like 89. But we need to get some rain before they start lighting off fireworks, or everything's catching fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's going to listen to the no burn.
No. Yeah, it's America.
Yeah.
Well, it already started last weekend, a few, but as we get closer to the July 4th, people will start popping them off in the subdivision like they do every fucking year.
Yep.
And so, like, I don't care. My dogs kind of are annoyed, but my good friend, retired Marine, Vietnam, PTSD, fireworks don't mix.
Mm-hmm.
So it fucking sucks when it comes to shit like that. And that's the part that people don't realize and understand. You know, we get it. It's all about enjoyment and having fun, but, you know, be respectful of others.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forget, but that's not a thing. I dealt with that firsthand today. So check this shit out. And then we'll get back to food because we know Ed wants to talk about some food.
I'm falling asleep over there. He's like, fireworks? Fuck that, man. It's not food. Fireworks are my shit. Come on, man. 3 Portillo's chili dogs and then fireworks. Tell me about that.
So this morning, like almost every morning, I went to 7-Eleven to get cigarettes. Used to go to Walgreens all the time. Walgreens stopped selling cigarettes, so now, of course, I have to go to 7-Eleven. Damn it, I have to go an extra, like, 1/8 of a mile up the road to go get cigarettes. Bastards. Costing me more money.
Disheartening.
Standing in line. One cashier is actually running the checking people out. The other person was making a pizza that somebody ordered. And I will say 7-Eleven pizza is actually pretty fucking good. And it's cheap. But anyways, not the slices. Order a fucking pizza. It's pretty damn good. She was making the pizza. So she brings it over to the counter for the guy who ordered it. And there's like one person standing there who ordered the pizza after the other guy had left who was checked out. Then me, 2 guys behind me, and then like 2 or 3 other people behind them. This young punk ass little motherfucker decides that, oh, I don't have to stand in a line. He fucking walks pretty much like down an aisle in front of the line and bothers the cashier who wasn't even logged in and was not going to log in to acquire something. And I looked at the guy checking me out because they're starting to know who I am because I'm there every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Man, I'm so fucking glad that he didn't realize there was a line or anything, and he just kind of chuckled. He's like, right? I'm like, you piece of shit. You young fucking punk thought that you didn't need to stand in line like your time was more important than anybody else's? I work from home. I don't give a flying fuck. But other people, that may be their stop prior to going into the office or whatever, and you're now impacting their time.
Yeah,
Anyways.
you'll see some of that at the National.
No, I can't believe that. Orderly, courteous folks saying, "No, please, you first, good sir."
Yeah, they may get a quick shoulder tackle too if that shit happens too much.
Yes.
Just saying.
There's going to be a whole lot of people that have zero manners and social skills that you would swear on big time on the spectrum. And really, it's just they're piece of shit people.
And that's where my verbal cues will come out quickly. Because it's not going to be, I'm not going to be clocked in. I don't have to deal with it. I'll say, are you fucking stupid? Fucking wait your turn, you shit. Go back in your basement and fucking sit at your fucking card table and play card Nazi on fucking Blowout or wherever the fuck you go. I don't fucking care. You dumbass motherfucker. Like, go get like a fucking stray dog that's hanging out. Nobody wants to fucking be around you, mangy shithead.
I hate that I'm going to miss this because it's going to be spectacular.
We will do our best to make sure we record as much shit as we can.
Document. This is the content we really need.
Yeah, I don't want to see a fucking trade between a 51 Bowman Jackie Robinson and a 48 Leaf Jackie Robinson.
There it is.
Put my fucking
48 Leaf, baby.
Shit on him. I don't care. God damn it. I don't need to see.
But the pop counts, did you not realize that the pop counts are higher on the freaking Gaudy Babe Ruth than who gives a shit?
Here's the pop count that I fucking care about. Right fucking here. If you're talking PSA, here's a PSA for you. I don't fucking care about your pop count. This one is what I care. This one. How many pops do I have left? Count them for me. Motherfuckers.
There's dealers now that don't put price stickers on. They'll put low pop stickers on instead. Like instead of a price sticker, it'll just say low pop, pop 5, pop 1.
Or like a great value? I'll bring a Walmart brand. Here's a low pop. This fucking Walmart brand. That's as low as you get. I mean,
well, you'll do like a little dance with them because they'll say, "Oh, well, the pop's so low, I can't find a price. Make me an offer."
Be like, yeah.
And they know what they want for the card, so they just want to see where you're at. So you do a little tango, a little salsa.
Like $10. Right there. Is that good? I mean, if we're fucking playing The Price is Right, the fucking grand prize game, I don't fucking know. I'll be Stevie Wonder throwing darts at a dartboard. What do you think fucking is gonna happen? Name your price. $5. Well, that's way too low. You said name your price, jackass. Fucking put it on the front. This isn't fucking guess the card price.
I'll give you whatever I have in my right pocket.
I had that last year with a Roll Soto. I had that happen last year in AC with a Roll Soto. The guy didn't have a price on it. It was the photo variation from 2019 where he's in the dugout.
Okay.
Not an overly expensive card. In a PSA 10, it's pretty pricey, but like a PSA 9 or Raw, it's not that expensive. So he didn't even have. He only had it in a penny sleeve. He didn't even have it in a top loader. This dude was very disorganized. And I said to him, how much do you want for this card? And he said, make me an offer. I said, $50 sound okay? And he's just like, are you crazy? Are you serious? No, $100 is the lowest I'll go. It's gem mint. Well, why don't you have it fucking graded, sir? Come on, Pops. Are you serious with that?
Yeah,
Grade the shit then. Here, do you want me to stand in line? Want me to get in line for PSA for you? I'll hold a spot for you. Come on, bub. Follow me. We'll take you to PSA.
Yeah. If it ain't graded gem mint, don't say it's gem mint.
No.
Because you're too old to fucking see.
You don't
Yeah.
You don't even have this in a top loader. It's probably near mint to mint 8 now. Because now we got our Portillo fingers on.
Yeah. Let me see it.
Oh, shit. It has a chili stain on it.
Fuck.
Nice segue there, Ed. Nicely done, sir. We are rubbing off on people, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't want to overstate it, though, but it's just because you've had a long layoff, Dave, from Nationals. I mean, and I know from the era that you were going in, I mean, it's just like night and day different. I don't want to like scare you, but it's just like it's like a Model T driving next to a Tesla. It's gonna be. You're gonna see, like, we're gonna have to slowly work you into the show, just so you don't go ham on everyone.
Well, I think I would anyway. It's just the fact that, again, there's so many goddamn people there. If you're talking whatever 200,000 more square feet or whatever it was than previously there, that's a lot of room for a lot of jack-offs. I mean, that's the human centipede for all the fucking breakers on Instagram now. I mean, that's a lot of dipshits. So I know it's going to be bad. And like was talked about, I think, on Andy's thing on Hobby Palooza. It's like that's the people that newer collectors or folks getting back into collecting fine because they have the viewership, they have the view counts, they have the fucking followers or the subscribers. That's the problem. You have the blind leading the blind. And I thought I heard somebody saying lambs to slaughter, and I'm saying somewhere watching Saturday, I think it was, Crypto Grifter's fucking coming with an army of attorneys. You fucking degenerates that are fucking slandering and using his copyrighted phrases.
I heard somebody say that. I'm like, oh well, it's out there.
I think that's, you've got like on your right arm on your bicep. That's a tattoo right there. It's like you flex and the lamb's there. You flex and it's in the slaughterhouse.
Invest
I know.
in body bags too. I'm waiting for someone to take that one. Invest in the body bags, y'all.
Don't worry. Again, it's you see it with a lot of other podcasts out there. It's fucking, I'm shoveling one direction, the other person's shoveling the other direction. That pile of dirt just keeps moving those two spots. It's about as original as a fucking sugar cookie. Wow, what next? Oh, this sugar cookie has stevia in it. Oh, well, fuck you. This one has a couple sprinkles on it. It's a sugar cookie. Who cares? You trying to doctor up a sugar cookie doesn't fucking matter. So, I don't. It's the one thing I've thought about and I've talked about a lot with these guys. It's like I'm the most nervous about the sheer amount of stupidity that's going to be infiltrating that convention center.
You can't polish a turd.
Yeah. It's not going to be. It's going to be fun. So, I'll try to wait till Thursday to fucking have any outbursts or
Friday after 1:00, because I think 1:15. That's
Okay,
the
that's your
photo op. The photo op.
And I looked. Cubs do not play at home. They are in
They
The
play.
White Sox do though.
They play in the Chicago at Chicago.
Yep. Tuesday, Wednesday for that, and the White Sox host again for that. Why wouldn't you have like a premier team in there? Fucking Cleveland and the White Sox. I'd rather go watch like the blind man play fucking chess on the street. Who cares? I mean, you get to see Jose Ramirez and Robert Lewis play for the White Sox. That's all you get to see. Wow. Two teams that aren't going to do anything. Great. Let's see. Team Schmedium and fucking home ec close trade a card that nobody gives a shit about. Fucking wonderful. Same thing.
I did entertain the idea of maybe going to that, but I've been told by a lot of people that around that stadium is very dangerous.
You have to
very
be
dangerous.
light. You have to. It's got to be light. Afternoon game. You've already had enough fucking issues with sketchy situations and mobility and quickness. I mean, you don't need to fucking. You pressed luck once. You came out alive. Don't do it again. Next time that guy might have like a 4.5 40, and well, sorry, Ed. I know your 40 time. If it's 4.4, we've been sipping on Grandpa's cough medicine because I know it's not 4.4. Mine is like 4 minutes 40 seconds. So I know yours is better than mine, but I'm not gonna. It's in between 4.5 and 4 minutes 40 seconds. And I think with Chicago and a lot of the folks that are there, I don't think you'd have to worry about a knife. I've heard in the news once or twice. Unlike Steve,
Bang bang.
yeah, they enjoy guns. I mean, you want to talk about trading cards? They're trading guns every street corner. So they see you with your suit, your Pelican case, maybe a Portillo's wrapper. I'll call a fucking funeral home right now. They're setting up the obituary and the funeral. Man, they're coming.
I know in 2017, Mike O went out to the White Sox game with, I think like Aaron Davis and Nate, Tops 85 401, and they were talking about how it was pretty dicey around there. So I was just like, you know what, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I believe they all are night games.
Yeah,
so.
that's a no-go then. It's got to be day, and you've got to travel in a pack back to whatever, like the L train or whatever, the subway, railway, whatever it is down there. You have to be in like 8 large groups to overcome all these hoodlum thugs that are just like lurking about. So,
yeah, that's a hard pass.
Yeah.
Michael, did you have something that you? Because usually you don't unmute unless you have something you were going to say.
Oh, I was going to mention Daniel's comment. Clearly, he did not grow up in a household with a father like mine.
Yeah.
Talking about you can't polish a turd. I've heard that since I was a little kid.
I can't say I have. That's something that in the last 10 years or something, I had somebody say that, and I just fucking died laughing. I'm like, now that makes a lot of sense in a lot of scenarios. I'm going to have to fucking use that more frequently.
It may have come from my whole childhood. We spent a lot of time at car shows, and that got thrown around a lot there.
Yes.
Makes sense, though. Makes perfect sense in that situation, too. But yeah, I'd never heard it at that point in time, and I died laughing. I'm like, now that's fucking great. That is like greatness. So But then
Like
again, depending on who you interact with, who you run into, what you see, there's a lot of phrases out there that not everybody hears. So,
No.
of course, we've created some fun ones here, like even though it's not created, twat waffle, snatch cut, that's the one that Vinny loves to use, like almost for every situation. That's like his favorite thing, which cracks me up. Uh, there's a few others.
Sometimes he uses one of those words too much, and certain people get blamed for.
Not me. Oh wait, yep, nope. I'm the one who's gonna get blamed because Dave does no fucking wrong.
I know wrong. Plus, you are the foul mouth hockey oracle.
This is true. Better half sleep with one eye open.
As soon as you said better half sleep with one eye open, she comes through with what? What? Huh?
Making sure she's paying attention.
Dave's right. Steve's the evil. We'll just let it go. It's over. Thank you. Come again.
Mike O said, I've been there twice. Went once with my brother as well. That's a travel in a large group event.
Yes.
So, strength in numbers.
Yeah, but even then, that's not worth the risk in my opinion, because that's definitely not the type of experiences that we have been alluding to in these conversations pertaining to national. Although I'm sure there will be some questionable or not so pleasant experiences, but we want to focus on the more positive ones. Maybe, perhaps. Allegedly? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I like Mike's follow-up message. Just go to Portillo's in extra time. Fuck the White Sox.
Yeah, I've already seen the White Sox play baseball in Minnesota. I don't need to. Old Comiskey, I'd kill for it. I don't even know what it's called now.
See, that's the difference. If it was Comiskey, then it would be a different topic of conversation because we grew up in a time of the White Sox playing at Comiskey Park. That was a historical type of, I don't want to call it iconic ballpark, but it was it was a mainstay.
You knew the park. You knew Tiger
100%.
Stadium.
Yep.
By the way, I'm going to take this conversation 180. But in the last episode, you were talking about food truck. You were talking about the Chicago Food Truck Festival. Then you got on the topic of talking about Indian food. And I think and you were talking about like spicy food that you were eating. I remember a couple of the last time it was in Chicago, a bunch of people went to go get Mexican food, but real spicy Mexican food. But I think it goes without saying, if you're going on vacation, you can't live too dangerously with some of the food selections, though, because especially if you don't eat some of this stuff on a regular basis, because this stuff might run right through you if you catch my drift.
Well, this is true, but yeah, I'm not gonna have. I don't even know what you'd have like Central African like cuisine because I've never had it. Indian food I've had enough. Though my brother and I, before we went to that game with Joey, that Packers Steelers game, I had the hottest Indian food I've had. It was burning. I could feel skin coming off the inside of my mouth. Because my brother's like, well, just get regular. Don't get like medium or spicy because it's hot. Guy comes by. What do you want? Spicy. And he's like, I warned you. I'm like, I know you did. I don't care. It's Indian food. I'm very fucking hungry right now. I want spicy. I want to ensure the spice level. And I'm like, oh, he's like, your face is red. This is fine because I can taste it. My tongue doesn't feel like it's going to fall out. I don't care if I can't feel the weekend. I can't feel my face as long as I can taste the food. And I made it through the game because that was about 1:30 or 2. I think we got there. Game was at like 3:20, 3:25. So it was about a 30-minute drive up there. And then we got back and it was whatever, maybe like 9:30ish. I didn't go to the bathroom the whole time. And it wasn't like, oh no, I gotta go. It was no, I'm good. So I mean, I've eaten the Indian food enough where stomach knows, like, hey, we gotta put up with some stuff. Don't worry about it. If it's something I haven't tried before, if it's like a sushi or like King Alaskan crab in Alaska, no, because that's stuff I'm not used to.
He's gonna Pepto load instead of carbo load. He's gonna Pepto load.
Oh, I'll have Tums. I'll have all that. Don't worry about that. I'll have a backpack full of just not medical stuff, but I mean, if you got issues, if you'll have Benadryl and Pepto and Tums and headache pills. I know I'm gonna need like 3 bottles of fucking Advil. So again, it's talk about that when one of the national videos, like, what do you bring along? Well, fucking bring medical kit. That's what you need.
Wear comfortable shoes. Fuck that. Advil, Pepto Bismol, Tums, the essentials.
Benadryl, because you never know if you're gonna what allergies you're gonna run across there. Again, it's a lot of cross pollination with a lot of people coming from a lot of places. You got some hillbillies from the backwoods of Kentucky coughing all over the place. I mean, West Nile fucking looks like a sniffle for that compared to that. So if you're not used to eating Indian food, if you're used to eating like Jack's Pizza, spaghetti, stuff like that, and all of a sudden you're going like the Indian food and you got like 3 plates of hot food and then like the mango lassi, it's like, okay, now I'm looking at that and seeing like how much battery do I have left on my phone? Because I know I'm going to need to take a video of something that's going to like, as soon as you feel like a ooh, and then like tries to fart, and it's going to be like a baby shitting on its diaper.
Like if Bob Lewis went to get Indian food, I'd be very nervous for him. He eats a lot of Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes,
maybe a little Honey Nut Cheerios.
He's Norwegian. He has a sensitive stomach.
And then he's going to elevate to Indian food. Like, slow it down, big dog. Slow it down.
Have some of the rice. You can have some of the rice because it sort of looks like wheat puffs or whatever. I mean, it's a quasi breakfast food, but yeah, if you're having like curry and tiki marsala and you're taking the extra spicy, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough sledding. Because that, and then again, you have the food if you're daring enough to have the food at the convention center. Like you said, it's hot dogs from the Cubs' last World Series prior to 2016 that are sitting in the freezer. I mean, from like whenever it was, 1906. Like, you really want to spend $8 on that? I'd rather carry in a package of hot dogs I had in the fridge overnight at the hotel, drive with them an hour, keep them at room temperature in the car, fucking have them in the backpack. It could be like 2:30 in the afternoon. I trust that more than whatever they're serving hot, which I'm sure some fatty was sitting on in the back between his ass crack to keep warm. Like, I'm good. I'll very much test my food boundaries through stuff I'm familiar with, compared to spending money on stuff I don't know what generation it came from. I mean, these could have been like all hot dogs that came from World War II, from like the raid on Hitler's powerhouse. It's like, no, I'll
bunker.
Yeah, I mean the catbird house up in the Alps. I'm like, I'm good.
The Eagle's Nest.
Yes, the Eagle's Nest. I'm like, no, I will take my warm hot dog that I brought myself, that I know the history, that it was rolled on a floor of a meat processing plant, that you see the pigeon, the rat, and the shoe that are all the hot dog meats. I'll take that warm over whatever you're trying to. A lot of hashtag allegedlys in this.
You'd be
particular-
better off eating an MRE from the Persian Gulf War than eating the food at the convention center in Chicago.
Better off
Bring out a
eating
20-year-old MRE.
Yeah. I would have a tough time ordering anything, no matter how hungry I am.
Who's there? Knock, knock. Who's there? Go away. No one's home.
No one's home. Nope.
Some of the sounds this evening, we had we had a phone ring. We had somebody knocking on a door.
That's the ambulance coming for Bob Lewis after eating Indian food.
Lucky I didn't go live from the ER last Wednesday. This lady was tweaking. Where's my volume? I need my volume. I need it now. Volume now. And then she turns around in one of those hospital gowns and you see a sight you're not supposed to see.
Or you want to see. That's a
No, not at all. It was quite disturbing.
Bingo.
Yeah, do you have that on your card?
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Crackhead screaming for volume. That was not on anyone's card tonight.
And if it was, my God, you reached into a new stack of bingo cards we didn't know about.
No, mine was the hospital gown. Warm hot dogs, hospital gowns, seeing things you're not supposed to see. Ay. Sports card Yelp. Yeah, we'd be forcing people to go out of business with our reviews. But then again, you at least get the truth here.
Yes.
I do have a question for everybody, even though Ed's not here. Anybody read the article from ESPN about card breakers by chance? That's been going around on the IG interwebs. I haven't read it yet. I just wanted to ask.
What article?
Because it's an article that ESPN put out pertaining to breakers, card breakers.
I have not.
Heard about it. Did not read it yet.
That's all I've done too is heard about it. Haven't read it. See, I'm sure that's probably the extent of most people. Heard about it, saw the link, read about it, but haven't actually read the article. So that's going to be everybody's homework, because maybe we talk about it next week, Dave.
I'll just let Sports Card Radio explain it to me, and then I'll let them make my opinion for me.
Hashtag
Really, Ed? Really, Ed?
Yeah. No, they're supposed to do a live stream on that tomorrow. Sports Card Radio. They're doing a whole thing on it. I didn't read it. I'll probably check it out, the actual article, but I don't know. Regulation's coming in this hobby, I feel like. It's coming. Government wants its taxes, man. These breakers got to start paying their taxes.
Okay, the good doctor has read it. Specifically around latent sports cards, but depending on how it's written, it could open the eyes to other people to where, like you said, Ed, regulation.
Although Sport Card Radio did bring up a very good point. Like, it has to be, if they're going to do regulation, it has to be on like a federal level. Because if it's state by state, that's going to be fucking terrible. If it's state by state, that's going to be absolutely atrocious. Which I hope they don't do, because that's kind of what eBay does now. They do state by state, especially on the taxes when you check out and buy something with the sales tax.
But that makes sense. That makes sense. So I get that aspect, but to sit there, you would overly complicate things if it gets regulated on a state by state basis.
Yep.
But, everybody sits there and talks about this and that, the negativity and all this other kind of stuff. But yet all these motherfuckers who are a detriment to the hobby and continue to do shit that they shouldn't, short memory, they're still around. And then you start and you wonder why shit's getting the visibility that it is. There is no positive visibility in the big scheme of things. Golden is the biggest spokesperson for the hobby as it pertains to record sales and everything else. But when you have other negative things that continue to occur, arrests at a national because selling fakes or stealing cards, like, there is so much negative limelight put on the hobby. Come on, folks. What I mean, really, what do you think is going to happen eventually? Really?
That happens every year. Someone always gets arrested at the national. Every year. Death, taxes, and someone getting arrested at the national.
The short answer to that question, Joe, is yes. Gambling is not legal in every state either. Whether it be sports, whether it be sports, whether it be actual casinos, whether it be scratch offs, it is state regulated. So if gambling is not legal in the state in which you reside, you technically be host.
Yeah, like sports betting's not legal in Texas, correct? Nor it's, I think, gambling. I don't think you guys have casinos.
We do not, but we do have the lottery. So although we don't have casinos, we do have the lottery, scratch offs, and, I'll call it the Powerball, same type of shit. Not to mention the Dallas Cowboys are sponsored by WinStar in Oklahoma, which is a fucking casino. So it's one of those in which, is it possible that may happen here in the state of Texas? I'm sure it will. But all the apps that are out there, you can still go place bets on like Pick'em and all the other kind of shit that's out there, regardless of where you live. Because you're not placing the bet. You're placing the bet where gambling is legal. If that makes sense. So there's ways around it. Let's hope none of us. Dave goes off camera. Better half is already starting to stash stuff back for the bail fund anyways, so we may be okay, but let's hope it's zero. Everybody keep a close eye on Dave. Don't let him stray too far from the pack, and make sure that we can grab a hold of him before he does anything too stupid.
That's why I have to bring an 11-year-old with us. Dave, would you do that in Tennessee? No. That's our only. It's our only. I know it's but it might be our only hope.
If I do want, see where she at? I don't see her.
See, what we really need to do is we need to take a collection before the national, so we can get a GoPro and attach it to fucking Dave's head.
I got one.
Make sure we bring it because that's the content. Just fucking put it on Dave.
See, we need your GoPro. We got to buy some cards at Best Buy.
Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. So it forces you to turn on your location, LA Pats?
In online poker, you have to have a location that you're in a state that allows you to play online poker.
What I find interesting, though, is if something is illegal in the state, why are TV commercials allowed to run in the state?
Michigan is full Monty. You could do all kinds of debauchery here now.
Well, I mean, because DraftKings, what's the one with the damn dog?
Dogecoin?
No, I'm not going crypto. It's got the dog in the damn advertisement. Tell your human to go to whatever.
Chewy?
No. It's a sports betting
That's
ad.
Mark.
Fuck all of you. Thank you to Michael for being the only one who wasn't an ass.
He just didn't have to find on mute.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was just on mute.
He was petting his dog.
Well, fuck you 2 times, Michael. Underdog. See, thank you, LA Pats. Thank you for actually bringing something to the fucking conversation. But if you can't do it, why are they letting it be advertised in the state? And to be honest, I don't do sports betting, so I couldn't tell you if for any reason it's quote unquote illegal in the state of Texas to bet on sports. I don't know. I've never tried it because I have no interest in betting on sports first and foremost, because that would actually make me watch everything I bet on, which I don't do now.
No.
So I at least can admit that I don't watch certain things, but I'm still educated enough in other sports to know decent players and whatnot. To hashtag invest in or sit on or hold or whatever terminology you want to use. I almost said lose, which that may not be a bad statement either. Maybe that's what I was thinking subconsciously. But so I mean, I couldn't tell you if it was or wasn't. At least here. It may be possible. It may be a thing. I'm not going to go try it because I don't give 2 shits. I'm not going to go try my luck like Ed and go bet his $20 and come away with 120 so he can add some Sodist to his collection. If I'm going to drop $20 or whatever on a bet, I'd rather be sitting at a blackjack table or putting it in a slot machine. That's just my personal preference.
Something where you don't have to think. I mean, a ton. Blackjack. Yes, but a slot machine, fucking.
Yeah. Just push a button.
Max
bet, push. Max bet, push.
Yeah.
So food. Back to food. Ed.
Oh, the topic?
Ed. Edward. Crypto. Wesker.
Elon.
Yo. Come back to the conversation. Michael, since you're still here, look at him. He's like, what? Really? Huh? I was about to go to sleep.
I'm on the eBay.
Of course you are. Now that you're not going to national.
Oh, no. I've got 2 big pickups coming in. One I purchased yesterday that has to go through eBay's junk process. But the other one I'm driving 2.5 hours to pick up on Saturday.
Cash transaction then?
Yeah, I already paid. I'm just going to pick it up.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So you've been to Chicago at National.
And I've been to Chicago not at National.
So food from your perspective. Top places.
Well, I've done Gibson's one time just to say I did it.
Okay.
The food was fantastic. It wasn't any better than some other steak places I've had that were half as much.
Mhm.
I think it was more of a tourist trap, which is why it's right in the hotel. I mean, it's connected to the hotel. I've had Giordano's, I've had Gino's East, I've had Gino's West when it comes to the deep dish pizza. It's good. I like New York style better. Portillo's dogs are very good. Had one at Wrigley. Wrigley was a giant disappointment because I have a sense of smell.
Yes.
Very cool place to walk around and see a game at, but man, it just smelled like urine.
It's a county fair.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah, it is. You look around and everything's either cracking or leaking or both. Yeah.
Between the people and the fixtures.
Yeah.
I thought the food at Wrigley was awful. That was the biggest, and the beer selection was really bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
But everyone there was, I would say, well, like 80% of the people there were drunk. So that's probably why it smells like urine.
Yeah.
They're pissing their pants.
Yeah, it was a crazy game. I went when I had gone, it was their final homestand of the season. It was in September sometime. And the Cardinals were in town. And first inning, Pujols hits a 3-run homer out of the stadium. It was pretty awesome to witness that. And my aunt, who I was there visiting, my aunt and myself are only 3 years difference in age. She's only 3 years older than me. I was staying there with her, and friends of hers had season tickets and sold us their personal seats, which were right in the front row next to the Chicago bullpen, which is just in foul territory.
Yep.
I mean, I was 3 feet from Samardzija when he was warming up. He was the pitcher that day. It was pretty neat to see a game there, but it's pretty overrated.
I also
Yeah.
thought when I was there that it was insanely hot. I don't know if you went during the National or you went during the spring, but like we went the last time it was in Chicago because the Cubs were home, and it was just insanely fucking hot. Now, granted, it was in the middle of July, but there was like zero breeze there, just a sweat box.
Yuck. That would have been miserable.
We made do. It was a good game we got. We got a really high scoring game. Joey Votto hit 2 homers.
Nice.
Because Mike O was there. I mean, whenever Mike O is there and Joey Votto's in the same building, Joey Votto will have a career day.
No, it's just like Steve and I have talked about. Same with Vinny. It's you watch them. You've watched them forever, whether you wanted to or not. Because again, it wasn't like fucking ESPN 40 games back in the day. There's no Fox Sports Net. There's no Bally's. You didn't turn on the channel at noon. If you saw a game, it was usually 110 or 120 WGN. Cubs are playing. So, I mean, it's just like, okay, as a kid, that's on. I'll watch it.
Yep.
And that was the goal. It was like, I want to go there because that was a big part of my youth. And same with the Braves. If they were still playing at Fulton County, it'd be a lot more youthful centric. Now that they're second park after Fulton County, it's like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like Wrigley's the only one that's left from the childhood, so to speak. So,
Mhm.
I mean, the other one on my list would have been the Astrodome, but you know, I've been to Minute Maid Park. Minute Maid Park is a nice place. It's pretty sweet setup. But
Best setup in the MLB.
do what?
Best setup in the MLB.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. But it's no different. I've been to every Ranger stadium except for the brand new one. And the fact that now it's a fucking automated or a freaking automatic roof, I guess they can open and close it whenever.
Retractable.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I was struggling.
I could tell.
that I'm willing to go in the middle of fucking August to go see a game. Because all the other stadiums, it never fails when they're actually playing a game. It's hotter than fuck sitting in that stadium. So it was nice when I went to Minute Maid Park and freaking in the freaking AC. It was almost downright chilly, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to going. We have our neighbors are up the street and around the corner. He's a security guard at the new stadium. And he gets tickets pretty much whenever he wants tickets, as long as it's not the Yankees. But we're talking about going and
Premium games.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But he's even told us that every once in a while they can get like a suite. Now that'd be kind of cool. See a game from a suite. All you can eat shit.
Yep.
But I don't have to have that. Get me into the game, parking pass, where I don't have to drive. Sign me up. And I honestly don't give a shit who they're playing. There are some players that, yes, I'd love to see play. But at the end of the day, I give two shits. I just want to say I've seen a game in every Ranger stadium that has been in existence. So, any. Sorry, Ed. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you guys are maybe 15 minutes ago, we're talking about the gambling and the casinos. What do you think of? I haven't done it, but I always feel like every year a lot of people will go to the local casinos at the National.
Oh, yeah. There's one probably 1 hour out.
Yes,
like by Gary.
Specifically, Atlantic City, you have to go to the casino if you're staying there because of the hotel. But I'm talking about for Cleveland and Chicago, places that you don't associate casinos with. Because there is one in Chicago that people, a lot of people actually really go. I think it's called the Rivers, and a lot of people always go there and hang out. But I'm like, man, I'm here to spend money on food and cards. I don't have time to turn on the roulette wheel or the craps table.
But we know our hobby is full of degenerates.
And they're always packed. I'm surprised the amount of people that will pour in during the week of the National. I remember the last time it was in Chicago, they said the casino was mobbed. I'm like, that's kind of surprising to me. But then people are like, dude, it's breakers. There's just so much money that people get bored and they want to blow it.
Yeah, because the show's over at 6:00?
Yes.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of time to kill.
And they're open 24/7, so it's not like they have to leave, technically.
No. So. One of our mutual friends, Michael and I know way back when, and I'm sure he still goes there, because I know he's won fairly with regularity in a sense of going to the casino. I'm not sure how much he puts in, but I know he comes back at times with enough to buy some big cards as Grant. He's done that many a time. Or he's buying guns or something like that, but it's I'm sure he's not playing penny poker. I know this. So I'm sure there's nights where it's a struggle, but there's also nights where it could be a good win.
Yeah.
I hear that every national, like, and from the people you hear it from, it's sometimes it's surprising. Like they'll buy a monster card, and when I mean a monster card, I mean like a card that's like maybe like 5 or 10 times my budget, and I'm like, dude, like how'd you pull that off? Like, and they'll say, oh, I went to the
Yep.
I went to the casino and I put it all on red, or I put it all on black, or I got hot playing blackjack, or I did great at the poker table, or whatever the hell they did. But it's surprising to me how many times I hear that story every single year. I'm sure I'll hear it again this year in Chicago. Someone will buy something massive. I'll be like, how the fuck did you do that? And they'll say, oh, went to the Rivers and won a jackpot or something. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, it happens every year.
And speaking of Grant, and like he said, cards, guns, all that stuff. He's in groups for everything you can think of. But one of the ones that I love the most, he sends me pictures of all the time. He is in a high-end meat Raz group, like your Kobe beef and all that stuff. He wins that stuff. He has filled his freezer for the year off those groups. He is one of the he spends money, but that man is one of the luckiest people I have ever met.
And that was a guy who used to collect Bernard Barbarian or whatever, and fucking Peanut Tillman.
Yep.
So you can actually come from nothing, and unlike Drake, where you already had everything, you're still there.
Yep.
So I think him and his family had like the auto body shop or the.
Yep. Yeah, he runs the shop now.
So that'll be the first time if I see him, meeting him, and I've known him for 23 years, 24, 22 years,
Yeah.
somewhere.
And I've known him for probably, whenever I got back in the hobby in 2010, I knew T-Narg on Blowout. And eventually it got into where I was talking with him pretty regularly. And now, I mean, I talk to Grant on a daily basis.
I would have never imagined a meat Raz group.
Oh, if there's money to be made.
Yeah, that's kind of mind-blowing.
Oh, it's incredible because I would have never thought of it, but it is impressive. And I didn't ask to be invited to the group because I would actually want to gamble on that. Let me gamble on food. I don't gamble on cards. I don't buy spots and Razes for cards or anything like that. I either buy it outright or I don't get involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
Meat would be dangerous.
Well, if you think about it, though, in our heyday, most of the time, if you joined a Raz, it was, a $200-$300 card at the max.
Yeah.
And granted, $20 or $30 a spot is still not cheap considering, but it would be easier to take that chance on something than it would be in like today's market. Like a $10,000 card. Yeah, I'm not joining a 10 spot break at $1,000 a pop. Yeah, you can kiss my ass. Now, like you said, if it's one of those from a meat perspective, I do think it's funny, degenerate meat gambler, because Razes are gambling.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gambling on meat.
Yep.
Say what? Could you imagine how that conversation would go with mixed company?
Yeah, it would be completely. They would not understand what the hell you're talking about.
Not a clue.
Because another thing in one of the groups that I'm in where they will razz off anything and everything. High-end liquor, high-end whiskey is big. And people spend a lot of money on that.
I imagine that's a bitch to ship.
It is.
UPS or FedEx is the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
Because USPS, you can't ship liquor.
Yeah, and even like whenever the Razes are posted, the pictures are down in the comments. They are not in the actual post because they will get yanked real freaking quick. And I'm sure the firearms groups are like that as well.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, $1,000 bottle of booze, if it's something that you've had and it's like, okay, you'd never spend it for a bottle, to take a chance of $100 or $50 in a 20 spot. I mean, for something like that on occasion, I could see myself doing something like that. But then again, I don't drink expensive booze.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
maybe that's an area Whatnot's going to gravitate towards, because if the hobby gets really regulated and breaking becomes regulated and all these things come to fruition, we're going to need meat and alcohol on Whatnot. That'll be the breaking. That'll be the platform for that, and Loop will probably jump in on the action as well for all the degenerate meat gamblers.
Yeah, and I think you're right with the moving towards regulation. There's going to be a lot of that, and I think one of the things that's going to really push that is the fact that Fanatics is going to have a monopoly on it all, so they're going to want the regulation then.
Yeah, they're getting really close as things
They're like,
continue to
let's
progress.
get everything here. Okay, we have everything. We got control of everything. Okay, let's make some new rules.
Yep.
And that's what's going to happen.
The final straw should be Graydon. I'm waiting for them to partner with they go to partner with PSA.
BGS is the one that to me makes more sense.
They'll partner with somebody. They're going to want to jump in that space.
Is Nat Turner not involved with Fanatics?
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure.
I thought he was.
Not currently. At
Maybe
least
I'm
not that I'm
wrong.
aware of. Not that I'm aware of.
I thought he was in some fashion, but I could be wrong.
I could see. I mean, we'll see, but like CSG and CGC or whatever, they merged.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have HGA, but they're not really making any sort of significant push. SGC is, in my opinion, a solid number 2 now over BGS, because let's face it, you can't get much information out of BGS these days. And you have your preference. Most people are PSA or BGS. That's typically when you think about it. SGC is making a push for a lot of people, for not just vintage. So CSG, CGC merging, maybe, but they don't have enough skin in the game, in my opinion. If I'm Fanatics, I want a top 3 to solidify my position as the end-all be-all go-to for all things sports card related. BGS to me makes the most sense because I don't think SGC would sell. I don't think they would sell.
No.
My own personal opinion. That is 100% true, LA Pats. That is a thing. So that is a definite thing. PSA owns Golden Auctions. Just for additional context.
And you'll see all these people at the National. All the industry shells out, obviously, for the National. So you'll see all of this on full display for the National. People are still speculating on what's PSA, CSG, and BGS going to charge to get cards graded at the National, because I think the other companies are just waiting to see what PSA is going to charge. I think PSA charged last year $100 a card, probably. I think somewhere around there. Might have been more. Might be more. But
well, and I'm guessing though that's for return service during the National.
Yeah,
you can still drop off. You can still drop off your
encapsulation.
cards.
You get your cards, and you get your cards back.
Yeah, but you can still drop off your cards at PSA on regular submissions, can't you?
Yeah, you could do that too. But there's a lot of people that want their like some of the
Want their
breakers.
shit back,
Or if you
Back
buy a
in.
card at the on the showcase floor of Raw and you want to get it graded and have it back, by the time you leave, you can get it. But
Yeah.
a lot of what
Fuck
people
that.
won't tell you though is a lot of dealers on Tuesday, everyone's setting up. They'll make their way over to PSA and drop off all their shit to get back that they want to put in their showcase. So by the time you get in line on Wednesday, they're already backlogged. So
That I was going to ask that question is with the last couple of years with the influx of everybody into this, if you didn't have your stuff turned in on Tuesday, you likely probably weren't getting it back by the end of the week.
that's correct.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that was probably be the case. Because one of the things I was actually going to do was I was going to bring all my Clay Matthews Chrome Superfractors with me there and either get them graded on site or hand them off to Manny. That way he can hand deliver them to PSA to get them slabbed. That way they're only in the mail one time coming back to me. Because I think on site the thought was it was probably going to be $150 a card.
It's going to be something. I would only do it if you really truly want something graded, like if something maybe has a lot of sentimental value to you, and you want to get it back ASAP. I would go that route, but it is going to cost a pretty penny. Yeah. Like if you want to, and I don't know what your show budget is. I know for me personally, I'd rather spend that money on cards at the show.
Well, Michael's not going, so he has no budget. Michael has no budget.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Wedding gift isn't going to be cheap.
Yeah. I would go through Manny then. Is how I would do it.
Well, it's a no-go now anyway because I wanted to hand them off in person. I don't want to have to ship them to Manny and then have them shipped back just because I'm freaked out about my stuff getting lost.
Yep.
Because that would be the package that got lost and they're not replaceable and I would be done in the hobby. So
yeah, my plan because sorry, go ahead, Michael.
I was going to say they'll just continue to be in my boxes in there inside top loaders and penny sleeves.
Well, because I mean I'm taking a few cards to get slabbed, but I'm not doing it the service of while I'm there. Fuck you, I ain't paying $100 a card.
Yeah.
But if that's the only option there is, then yeah, fuck that. I'd rather turn around like you said and go say, hey Manny, I'll give you my business. Because if Manny's there, which obviously he is, or you wouldn't have said that, then I'd rather do my business with him. Or PDAS, because PDAS is wanting to start to do stuff.
I saw
too.
that.
Yep.
PSA though specifically at the National, they know they have these people by the ball, so they can pretty much charge whatever they want. And the fact that I mean, looking at it from their perspective, they don't even open it up. They don't even open up the line to the general public, and they got like hundreds of dealers dropping off mountains of cards to get back already out on their showcase by like Friday or Saturday. So they can pretty much charge whatever they want. LA Pat said that at Burbank, he thinks it was 200 plus per card. I don't think it'll be that high. Maybe it will be at the National, but I'm thinking it might be like 151, like maybe 150-ish. I think last year it was 150 or 175.
I wasn't expecting to get my cards back while I was there. It's one of those, it's one less time they're in the mail, do them under a normal, 25-day, 30-day, 90-day, whatever. Mm-hmm. At least they're only coming back in the mail once.
Yep.
By the way, I mentioned it before, but last year PSA charging all that money to get cards graded, and they had unpaid volunteers working their line handlers, organizing these massive lines. Like, we're not talking about like a little itty bitty line of like 5 to 10 people. We're talking about like a couple hundred people deep here with multiple lines, and like having to go around, get all the information, helping people fill out their forms. Like, definitely a job that definitely a part-time gig that's going to require you moving around a lot and interacting with customers a lot. They were all volunteers. Like, why the fuck are these people volunteering for that? PSA. I mean, I can understand if it was like a mom and pop shop, but like, we're talking about like a major corporation here. Can that be like volunteering for Walmart? Like,
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on here?
Well, they may have been volunteers, but there had to have been some sort of perks for them to want to do something like that.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Could be. I mean, could be.
I would need a voucher for 100 free grades.
And I don't even think they were supposed to tell people that, but like, a lot of these line handlers were really hearing it from a lot of the people on the line, because some of these people were waiting like 4 to 5 hours in line just because of all the cards that are getting submitted. Then people are going up and they don't have their forms filled out, so they're filling their forms out, and that takes a while to fill the form out. They're filling it at the stand, and I don't know, some of these people might only have a day or two for the Nationals. So just imagine spending 5 hours in line, and then like your cards might not be ready, and all this other hoopla or all this other mess going on. And and a lot of people were venting at the line handlers, and that's when some of the line handlers spilled the beans like, hey, we're not even being paid for this. We're all volunteers. Like, are the graders volunteering too? What the fuck? What the hell?
Nothing but eights.
That to me, like, because AC was obviously a mess last year, but that to me just like stuck with me. I'm like, wow, like these dudes are volunteers. Like, how much are they charging per grade? Per card for grade? Like, good God. Like, that is just crazy to me. So every time I try to mention it, because nobody talks about it, but I'm like, dude, I feel like I have to mention, like, I'm morally obligated to mention this. Like, they didn't even pay these fools.
And it might be one where, like, okay, somebody said like the fringe benefits. Maybe they're going out to Gibson's. You get your free steak meal. Maybe you're going to a game. You get your tickets. You're going to the Panini, whatever thing. You got certain other things like the industry stuff. Maybe you're going there. Again, I don't know how many guys or gals were doing that, but I can't imagine it was like 3 to 5 dozen. I bet you there's like, what, a half dozen to a dozen. So if you're doing that low a number, I'm guaranteeing there's got to be, hey, room, board, flight, food, admission, and then 1 or 2 other things like afterwards. It's going to be a fucking grind of a week, but you'll have some perks. But yeah, for free to deal with collectors. Fuck. Well, I don't know what I'm going to fill out here. Fuck you. You're too stupid to fill out the goddamn paper. Fuck off. God, you're dumb. Here's the
wrestlers on the get treated better. They at least get a handshake and a hot dog. These poor schlubs are probably, getting their picture taken with Jeff Wilson and a pat on the back. Thank you for making us richer.
Yeah.
Now go out. Now leave the convention center in the middle of AC at 7:00 at night. Have fun.
Yeah, that's not something that I'd be doing without some sort of perks. If I ain't getting paid for this shit to deal with dumbasses, I deal with enough dumbasses and I get paid. To not get paid, there better be some pretty big perks and bonuses in order for me to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
I'll send you over there when we go at the end of July, I'll be like, yo, ask those line handlers if they're being paid this year. Find out for me. You guys being paid?
You'd be like, okay, what? Then why? Why are you here? This can't be out of the goodwill of your fucking heart. These people, and like, hand the camera back there. These people, you're gonna be gracious to? Fuck off. This is 2020. I'm John Stossel. What the hell's going on here? What shenanigans you got running? Because this is bullshit. Goodwill and goodness of your heart and free labor. That's why we open up the border at the southern part of the states. You guys aren't. What's going on here?
Note to self: steal a pass of a PSA drop-off handler. Get it to Dave. Let him stand in line and just start sending people away. You know what? Go to the back of the line, you fucking dumbass. I ain't got time for your shit. Next.
Can we, in theory, apply for like press passes since we're content
Yes, you can.
creators?
You can. Media passes. That gets you in early.
We should get media passes.
We have VIP passes. We already get in early.
No, these people get in before.
So before.
Yeah.
Before then, which is now, which will be later then on Tuesday, possibly Wednesday.
Trust me, that before comes in handy if you're using like PSA, BGS, SGC, or if you need something from Tops or Panini or whatever.
Hard no, Edward. Hard no.
By the way,
I'm third generation. Don't give a shit about any of that. Sorry, Dad. It's becoming a trend.
People with I know for a fact though, people with YouTube channels in the community do apply for them, and they do get them.
What's that song? What's that song about the violin? The world's smallest violin?
See, LA Pats, man, he knows what's up.
Or AJR or AJM.
It's just the experience. Like I want to sell you on this, Dave, Steve, and Vinny. It's the experience of going to the trade night, just seeing the general lack of awareness from the people that are there. Like I know in 2021, like in the Lowe's hotel lobby, there was people that were literally counting thousands of dollars, just putting it all on the hotel coffee table, just putting all the money out, just putting all the money right around, just putting it all out. Like, and we're talking like substantial money here. We're talking maybe like 20, 30 grand. And I'm like, no situational awareness. Like, all it takes is just some guy to come in with a ski mask and be like, yo, give me all that money. Like,
fuck the ski mask.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear the IRP fucking shirt, the prototype. And on the back it says, I'm Dave Archer. And I'm just going to fucking walk through it with my hat like this and just start picking it up and walking. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Then you'll see there's just so much buffoonery that goes on. And then the last time there was a guy in like $100,000 Corvette, big old red Corvette that pulled up. He had a messy cutout, an actual life-size messy cutout that he pulled up, and then he just put a sign that said on the messy cutout that just said paying cash for messy cards. And he just had stacks of money in his little Corvette waiting for people to walk up. Like you just like, and you're like, what's going on here? What is going on here?
But I'm going to be honest with you, Ed. I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't care. I would rather watch paint dry, because at the end of the day, I got better things to do with my time than seriously like a bunch of fucking dumb shit motherfuckers that should have swallowed themselves in their mother's womb and shouldn't be on this earth. Seriously.
The mother should have swallowed them or put them in the Kleenex. Somebody should have put them in Kleenex, flushed them, gone.
How about we do this? How about we get some IRS badges for
Oh, sweet
for
Lord.
Steve and Dave, and they can go around these trade nights and put the fear of God into a lot of these people. Boy, you'll be selling Febreze cans like crazy because everyone will be shitting themselves.
I might have to bring my suit with me.
Deodorant and Febreze for sale, $5,000. Change of underwear, $10,000.
I know somewhere I've got the mirrored glasses. I'll find them so I can look like Sabotage, like the Beastie Boys video.
What did the IRP do at the National? Oh, we dressed up as IRS agents, committed a federal crime, but
Right.
it was some good content.
Hashtag allegedly.
Why
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Steve's wife calls him? Why is the ATF at our door?
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Hashtag allegedly.
No, not hashtag. Straight up, allegedly.
Allegedly.
There is no hashtag with that one. Dave is obviously on the hunt for something.
That's got to be their biggest fear. With all those video cameras, with those cash deals going down.
Vinny, do you think they care? If they did, they wouldn't be doing it because they have no grasp of reality that is a possibility.
They have no regrets. I know. It's
so Vinny, we're coming up on 2 hours. Dave's obviously looking for the sunglasses. We are. I know it's crazy to think. Because we have to end on Ed in the food topic. But since you missed out last week, Michael talked about food. What are you most looking forward to from a food perspective in Chicago?
Oh, it's got to be Portobello's, a.k.a. Portillo's.
Whatever doesn't cause me to go into kidney stone shock.
There's so much you could get there, too. Like, every day is going to be something different, I feel like. And I want to, even though Stove told me not to get it, I do want to get the chocolate cake shake. He said that thing will put me in a fucking coma, though.
Dude, you don't want to do it, Ed. It's rough. It is delectable, but rough. So for
shake shared amongst 5 people, then there is no coma.
Oberweis is better though. So there's a place in Chicago called Oberweis. They have the shakes. Oh my sweet Jesus, Lord in heaven, baby Jesus in the manger. The camels are there. The sheep, they're all there represented. They're Mary Magdalene. They're good. So for work, me and my buddy went to the Chicago area probably for almost 16 months, every other week for me, almost every week for him. And I spent a lot of time there. So Portobello's was once a week deal, usually. The Italian beef is out of this world.
I got to try that. Everyone tells me that.
I
didn't get it last time.
Edward. Oh, is it good? Oh, is it good? There's another place. I can't think of its name, but it has an Italian beef. It's out of this world. I've been to Gino's East, Gino's West, Giordano's. I've been to, what's the other one? Home Run Inn has a thin crust pizza. Oh, Manon. It's good. See, this is how I became a fat ass. Because all I did was work 14, 15 hours a day. And then the only thing I had to look forward to was going out to eat. And luckily for me, I don't have a metabolism anymore because I'm in my 40s. At the time, I was in my late 30s. So it just went to hell in a handbasket.
The best group eating is definitely Giordano's, though, because that deep dish, that is filling.
So we went, we were just when we were in Ohio, for that tournament when Ghosty got sick, We went to, there's a Giordano's there. I ate 4 slices of the deep dish. My uncle bet me that I couldn't eat 4 slices. I thought I went into a diabetic shock. It was rough.
That's a lot of cheese and tomato.
It was sausage and pepperoni because they put the sausage patty at the bottom and it had
Okay.
pepperoni. So we went there and then she's like, "Let's go to baseball cards." Baseball. I don't even remember being there. All I remember is getting back to the hotel and just face plant in the bed because I was so food comaed. But that pizza's good. Rosati's is another one, and the reason we used to go there is my buddy's got the gluten allergy, so we had to go there, and he had gluten-free pizza. But when I wanted to get him fired up, I'd tell him, "Don't give him the gluten, give him the stuff with the good gluten in it," and he'd get all, yeah. So I called it glutening him up. When we had a meeting with the higher ups, I'd always gluten him up because he got fired up. It was like Tops 85, we're on fired up. So put some gluten in the boy, and then we go. What else was there?
By the way, I mean, you'll know this because you were there recently, but it does take 45 minutes to make like right on top to make a deep dish pie.
Easy 45 minutes. Cheddar's is another place. The first time I was at Cheddar's was in West Virginia, but they have a Cheddar's there. They come out with a chicken fried steak. It's about that big.
We have Cheddar's here.
Oh, Madonna, it's good too.
Yeah, but
they're like, "What do you want for sides?" I want a baked potato and I want steak fries. You want double starch? Absolutely.
like I said, though, we have a Cheddar's here. That's not
Oh,
a
do
place
you?
that I would go to. So
You guys, I think Stove is staying with you guys a couple nights. He told me that there's like an amazing deep dish place. We were supposed to go there back in 2021, but logistically it just didn't happen. But he said it's off the beaten path and it's amazing.
He mentioned another pizza joint
Pequot.
last week that they bake the cheese into the crust.
Holy fuck.
Dude, there are so many hole in the walls that we used to go to when we were there for pizza. It was like because when you're there we were there, we get there, we drive there Monday. We were there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we drive home. So you figure usually we went for lunch and dinner every day out. You're going to go to every place under the sun. I mean, Maggiano's is like generic Italian takeout type deal, but it's freaking good too. And I know they got Maggiano's in Philly because that's where I had it the first time. But there has to be the big steak places, whatever. I'd rather go for the pizza and the Portobello's because we have a Portillo's here now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do. And I took Meredith there, and she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What do you mean, yeah?" She goes, "It was good." And I was like, but she went into Boston the last time for work in this 5-star restaurants with, that Eric goes to. Hit the like button, by the way. And she had all this fancy food in Boston, so anything less is, I guess, uncivilized, to quote Jim McMahon, I think it was, did those commercials back in the day. Okay, now we're 4.
I had to think who dropped off. It was
Mike. Yeah, he's probably hitting the sack. But let's fly by the seat of our pants. Whatever we find in between, and go from there. What's up, Mike? I got a stack of cards. I went through stacks of cards for Christmas today, and I'm like, I got to take some of them to the National, and I got a stack I've been meaning to give Mike since 2017, 2018, because I met Mike at the Troy show in Michigan, and I didn't know it was Mike because JT was there at a table and JT was away. So this guy with a beard comes up and says, he'll be right back. I'm like, okay. I can't even remember if I went back. And so he was supposed to come back. And then 2 weeks later, the pandemic hit. So I got to catch up with Mike at the show, definitely.
Canadian Cards is definitely a funny feller in person.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny. Air Canada shafted him last time he came to the National. So hearing the stories of Air Canada and some of the hoopla he was going through with the COVID protocols was something else.
And you know the IRP is all about the hoopla. That's what we do. But yeah, the food, it's just, we definitely have to all go to Portillo's for lunch. It's more of a lunch spot than a
yes,
place.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Every time I went for lunch.
And I mean, you could go there. I got to think of the other place. I got to ask my buddy. We used to go there. They had, one day I'd get they had the Stone pizzas. They were phenomenal. Then they had the Italian beef. They had the hot dogs. They had all kinds of paninis and stuff. I can't think. It's not Uno. It's an Italian word. It's like in the back of my head, and I just can't think of what it is. But it's
definitely not the Olive Garden.
No, it's not the Olive Garden. We used to go there for lunch too, but that was quick and easy, and that was like a waste. It was like one night somebody goes, "Where do you want to go for dinner? How about Red Lobster?" I'm like, "Did you just say we're going to Red Lobster for dinner?"
You're probably hanging out with Filmington.
No, it was my boss. It was my boss's boss at the time. God bless his soul. He's like, let's go there. And I'm like, how can I argue with you, Chuck? I said, you're the boss. Let's go there. But I ate my weight in Cheddar Bay biscuits, so I was good. I didn't get this job of looking for him from not eating out when I was being paid to. But I digress. It's a good thing that the better half sleeping, or she would have really tore the shit out of me on that one. That's cuss word number 9, Dad. I'm sorry. But
what a terrible ending.
What?
Huh? What?
Vinny, what are the chances that Dave runs across some crispy brodeurs and then he has to do a tango with the dealer if the price is jacked?
Well, there's two things. Well, he might have to fight with Calvin over the brodeurs because I know Calvin, I think, is coming down from Canada for the show. But Dave luckily has that window of brodeur. So I'm hoping that extra square footage that they put in the show sees some of our Canada brethren come down for the show. It would be nice. At least some of the Instagram guys like War Chief and those guys that sell at these shows up there, it would be nice. But you're not going to get any guys with wax coming down unless it's older. In Canada, you're not allowed to go over the border with wax for 1 year after release. I found that out. I forget who said it, but probably within the last 3 months, I found that little tidbit of information out. So all they could bring is old wax and singles.
So wait, let me get this straight. If you have like 2023 wax,
yep,
and you go to the Canadian border, they'll seize that stuff?
They can't bring it down. They can't, even on these Canadian websites, like I forget which one I was looking at the other day, but they cannot send stuff to the States for a year.
Okay.
So that's how that works. And you could even on, it's like Big Boy Cards, which is now I think Mirage Cards. Grizzly cards. I think they have that little disclaimer. They can't send anything that was released within a year. So I'm sure they can't bring it down. I don't know if they could take it up. I'm not sure.
Interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, those are the tidbits you find when you're friends with a bunch of Canadian guys, which is
This is some scholarship level content.
that's what we do. Hashtag scholarship is what we do.
Is it really? Can
And
it
I
be
think-
defined like that?
I think they confirmed that with me, that theory that I found that out. I was like, "Is that true?" And he's like, "Yeah." So
By the way, since Paul's here, I'd rather the next national be at the Arctic Circle than it be at Atlantic City.
I don't know if he could arrange that, but yeah, that's a true statement, Paul. It might just be for Upper Deck because, yeah, we might be northbound and down. We have a new alleged, be like Smoking the Bandit. Instead of bringing Coors Light to Texarkana, we're bringing Upper Deck wax from Canada to Texarkana, allegedly.
Well, because I mean, you can't list Upper Deck pricing for X amount of time after release.
Yeah,
On
and
the
that's even
website.
with the U.S. I don't know how, like Dave and Adams, and you'll see one like Dave and Adams and Steel City. They'll have the prices on release, but like other places, they won't have it. Like
Well, yeah,
smaller
it's like a message or email to order because
exactly.
I mean, even Cards Infinity, Chris, pricing isn't listed for Upper Deck products, but it's one of those in which I think that has to do with authorized dealers
That could be it too.
because Dave and Adams, although they're a brick and mortar, they may not be an authorized Upper Deck retail shop. It's no different. Like Target has blasters and megas, but I'm guessing from a retail spot perspective, that rule doesn't apply.
Yeah, it might
Because
be
how else would-
obviously.
So, but I think like Ryan has DM for prices even for retail.
Yeah. No, he has prices up for retail because I've looked at it. For RBI Crew 7?
Timeout. You missed my initial statement.
Sorry.
One, like after so long of release, you cannot list the price.
Gotcha.
After it's been out for that set amount of time, then yes, you can display the price.
Because I was looking at his price for retail for 21 retail 21-22 Upper Deck.
Yeah, and that's because it's been out. But it's like the first week, 2 weeks, a month. I know that there is something specified in like their contract. If you are an authorized Upper Deck reseller, which means you're getting product direct from Upper Deck and not through
Gotcha.
distribution, then you cannot list pricing anywhere online within your store for X amount of time,
Right.
which is why you won't see it. But after that time is up, then by all means you can list it. But I don't know exactly what the time frame is.
Zombie said something about. I wonder what happened with AEW. Did they lose their? Did AEW lose their license with Upper Deck too? The tops.
Couldn't
I'm
answer
not
that.
sure. Maybe
Yeah.
Carlos might know.
Yeah, that's a Carlos question because I am not up with the wrestling stuff. Last stuff I remembered was the what were they, WCW cards. That's like the length of back I go. And then I got some cards the other day for filler that were, I think they were Topps Chrome. It was like Sheamus and somebody else. They were like glued to the front of the top loader. And that's like the only cards I've had for wrestling in my possession for a long time. Long time.
Interesting.
I remember.
We're at the 2 hour
Me too.
and 10 mark. I think I gotta throw in the towel. I think I'm tapping out.
What? Unacceptable, Ed. Unacceptable.
Rookie.
We need more food talk from you.
I definitely want to come back on before the national, though. Maybe like the week before. Definitely want to make sure I hop on.
Well, just so you know, we will be live on Tuesday, the week of the national.
I think that one I will definitely hop on because I'm leaving Wednesday. I should arrive in Chicago right around noon.
Are you flying, Ed?
Yeah, I'm flying in.
Okay.
So I'll be at the airport at like 12:30.
Who's picking you up?
I'm supposed to get picked up by Mr. Mike O's U-Haul that he's gonna have with Big Scott.
U-Haul?
Mike O got a fleet of U-Hauls coming to Chicago.
See, Mike, you planning on moving shit or are you planning on taking shit back?
Yeah,
just thought I'd ask.
He'll be there. Then I think around the same time, Dave, Midlife Card Crisis, and Eastern Connecticut Sports Cards will be there. So we're all
The rare Michael Fabian sighting.
Yep, he'll be back. I think this is his first national back, probably since 2017 or 2018, maybe. No, 2018. So it'll be great to see him as well. But I'll let you guys go.
So
I'll
Ed,
definitely
before you leave real quick, have you heard any rumblings as of yet about any YouTube gatherings outside of a trade night?
Oh, there's definitely, yes, there's two. I'll send you more information about it, but there's going to be one on Thursday that Baseball Collector does. And then there's one on Friday that Don Filmington does every year. That's always at Lowe's Hotel. And that's usually the big extravaganza. I think Filmington is co-host. Filmington always co-hosts the event. He started it years ago with Pepino Man and Eloy the Goat, and Pepino Man couldn't. It was always him, Eloy, and Pepino Man. Last year, Pepino Man couldn't make it, so it was Silver Jackify. But this year it's going to be. I think it's going to be Filmington and Neo that are going to be doing it. So definitely, without a doubt, I'll friggin' drag you guys. You're coming to that event.
I don't know if you want us there.
Yeah,
I will drag you sons of bitches there.
Remind me to wear my St. Michael, St. Christopher, St. Jude, every medal I got with a crucifix. Because I'm going to need all.
If it gets real dicey, you guys can escape out the back door with Mike-O's fleet of U-Hauls.
You better bring a sack lunch, Ed, since we're talking about food, or bring an army.
Is Pepino coming to the show?
He's not going to be there this year.
Okay.
Sadly. But the meetups are always the best part. The parties are always the best part. Trust me, you guys will love them. All are welcome. They're open invitations to everyone. Anyone can come in there.
That's sort of the problem.
Anyone can float. Anyone can float into that thing.
Again, that's the problem.
So I better see you bitches there.
Don't hold your breath, Ed. But
And on that one, and I'm going to leave. Well, how badass would it be, Dave coming through, all three of you coming through the door with the cult of personality blasting?
Well, if Vinny has one of those little Bluetooth speaker things, we could do that.
Got you covered, David. Got you covered.
I'm like, okay, there's a GoPro, there's a charger thing, there's electronics. I'm like, well, I know who to direct that attention towards.
Let's
So-
see. Music, your library. See the cult, Blue Oyster Cult, Pure Cult, Cult
That
of
would be
Purpose.
living
Living
color.
I want to
The
see
cult
Dave have a big
fire-
tickle fight with baseball collector.
Oh, I mean, we're gonna hug it out for like 20 minutes.
There we go. We got the
Never
music.
let go. Never let go, baby.
Oh my!
There was room on that door for two.
There's two right here. So.
All right. Have a great night, guys. See you
Later,
in
Ed.
Chicago.
You too, Crypto Grifter.
Night, Ed.
Holy shit!
And that's right here. That's what worries me because I'm like,
Yeah, but that's small in comparison compared to freaking walking the show floor. So
I get that, but at the same time, even though we've been on here forever and a day, there's a lot of people. You're gonna look and be like, okay, there's like the AARP section. What's going on over there? I mean, is it like Medicare benefits or the grocery stipends going on over there? What's going on over there? 'Cause, I mean, everybody looks like nursing home ready. They've got their vouchers and they're waiting for the room to open. I'm like, I don't know a lot of these folks. Even with going through like the Hall of Fame video stuff, and I'm not going to remember all the ones, especially when you start throwing out the vintage. I'm like,
or
show
if
me a
they've never
couple
done a
names.
face reveal. So how would you know?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't watch the video, so I don't know. Can't be like, okay, that sounds like so and so.
Yeah.
I don't know
So-
because I.
This will not be worn while we're at the show
No one will know you.
on purpose.
And I'll probably wear
The headband.
so. I couldn't find the glasses. I know I found the box of the empty one. I know I've got it somewhere, and I'll find it within the time allotted. But it's like a mirrored front on these, so I mean, it looks like an FBI agent or the old cop glasses. So have some sort of badge made up or a placard or a little name tag, IRS, and
Just for the record, though, I would like to clarify the hat will be traveling with me, but at the show, after hours, nope, not gonna have it.
This hat will travel with me. This is the hat I will use, either that or my Mississippi traveling hat, which is my good luck hat.
you're gonna need it.
Yeah, I might need it, especially on Friday night. But
Oh,
So positive thinking, fellas. Positive thinking. I'm
Yeah.
positive that I'm going to tell somebody off.
I don't want to do it in front of my kid.
Hey, so okay. Nobody's present except for a few people watching. Okay, 8 people are still watching. What is the safe word that would indicate Vinny's about to go off and we're like, hey, C, let's walk over here?
gabagool.
Mm. She might go spider monkey on somebody if messing with her dad. She's protective of me. Judas Priest.
So, in other words, it may be her we need to worry about.
She's got the old man's temper. She just doesn't control it because I got 2 speeds. I got death row and
Slower than Methuselah.
yeah,
Yeah.
hashtag allegedly. I
A
don't.
sloth running.
Yeah, you got to tick me off pretty good because I have no gray area. It's one or the other. So it takes a lot to get the engine up, and but some people I just want to tell, why are you so stupid? Just why? Just explain to me. Put it in terms that my 46-year-old mind can understand. Just why are you a moron? Why are you such a douchebag that you have to do what you do? Why do you have to talk both sides of your keister? Why? Just explain to me. And that's people that's my feeling.
Really? That's all you got? That's all you got, man? Really? I'm
mean,
disappointed. I'm disappointed in you, sir.
Well, like I said, I don't want to. But if his kidney stones are acting up during that, that'll
What
push.
what is the safe word that would indicate a prime reason to sit there and take let's go walk over here.
Gabagool is a good enough one, if any.
Yeah, you're gonna know it's directed towards him unless home ec closes somewhere nearby,
Yeah.
and that might be one of the ones where for me, home ec close, gabagool, and then somebody will be lurking around the corner with free coffee for both of you.
My biggest fear is I might start chirping and somebody turn around and actually understand what I'm saying, because I usually chirp in terms that the stupid do not understand. That's one of my hashtag trademarks. When I get on the soapbox extend,
Yes, we know what it's like in the after hours.
yeah. That's I don't want to bring after hours Vincenzo to the national. I want to have a good time. Everything's gonna be nice. Everything's gonna be good. It's gonna be like Mike Kramer sitting there, and everything. I got to behave in front of Mike, and I can't. I know.
No promises. No promises. I'm gonna try my best. I am, because although it would make me feel really good, it's not going to change anything, and therefore I don't want it to put a damper on the rest of the experience to where I'm just
Exactly.
pissed off mood. That's the only thing.
What is really anything that we're gonna say to them that would mean anything, because of their.
But it's not that. It's just the fact of being able to open your mouth and say it to their face. I think that's the enjoyment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, for me, I'm kind of like you. It takes quite a bit to kind of get me up there. But a lot of these people, and that's the thing, a lot of these people don't give two shits about their surroundings, and it's going to take one time for one of them to say something, and I hear it, and it's going to be like, what the fuck did you just say, you dumb ass piece of shit motherfucker?
That.
And then it's like, but even then, yeah, it's going to make me feel good to open my mouth and say something, but it's going to put me in a foul mood. And I don't want to be in a fucking foul mood, because at the end of the day, I'm there to hang out with my boys and enjoy the experience and have fun. And fuck you, you're not gonna ruin my time.
And I want to meet, and I want to give the benefit of the doubt. I hate this term, but I know, Dave.
Yeah, shut up. Don't even go there. Don't even use that lingo.
No.
It's not even that.
I started. I never did that before, but then when my youngest kid, when I became a father many moons ago, I had to put away, like they say, you put away childish things of opening your big fat mouth and we're putting your fist through somebody's back of their head.
But there are reasons.
Allegedly.
But there are reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
I
like,
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
In your situation, it's a little bit different. And because C is going to be there, I'm going to do anything and everything I can, if she's around me, to not show her a side of Uncle Steve that she's never seen before.
she's aware of Uncle Dave, so we're good.
Up to six.
She's seen me. I mean, she's
Yeah.
seen me kind of go off on a tangent. It's not like she's got
Yeah.
virgin ears by any stretch of the
This
imagination.
is true.
But
I
at the
am-
same time,
I am married to the better half after all.
it's different in this setting.
Yeah.
We're not sitting shoulder to shoulder, side by side,
Arm in arm.
I was gonna say something else, but I was like, I'm just gonna shut up. That's different because I do have in the back of my mind that I don't want to tarnish her experience either. And us all being together for the first time as family, enjoying the experience together. It would honestly break my heart to find out that after the show and have Vinny send me a text or we be talking about something and he tell me that C was disappointed. That would fucking break my heart.
Well, and I think she's got a clear enough grasp too,
she does.
where she hears some stuff going on, and she hears lunacy and unmitigated nonsense. She's not going to just be like glossy-eyed like a fucking Disney character.
No.
She'll be like, I don't know exactly everything that's being said, but I've picked out a couple things, and I'm like, I don't. What are they saying? Something that's disingenuous, or they're just not being knowledgeable? Be like, you've picked it out. I am going to interject now.
She's dealt with her share of bullies over the last 11 years of her short life to this point, where she knows when you're being disingenuous. I sent her something today. What was it? It was that Sally Slices guy on Instagram. He does those sayings basically about how you know someone's there until they disappear, then you know they're not really your friend type deal. And she goes, because and I don't got a home button on my phone anymore because I got a new phone, and this is like operating a satellite. Hold on. They aren't sorry. They just sorry they got caught.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "This is so true, Daddy."
Yep.
So if an 11-year-old could get that through her mind, I sent it to her for like 5 years from now when she's looking around and she looks back at all these little things I sent her about soccer or life or different things to be like, oh, my old man sent me this. Now I know what that means. No, she's 11, almost 12, and she gets that. They're not sorry. They're sorry they got caught because now they're ticked.
So, I mean, it's not like we're going through dumping people's boxes, like tugging their backpacks, like playing the go down on the floor, kneel behind him, and you're pushing him over. It's not like we're being bullies. We're calling out the bullshit.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not going to be all the time because I mean that's going to be tiring and exhausting.
Yeah,
if you see some of your friends out there, Mr. Coffee that shoots 3-pointers like he's being lifted up on a marionette string. The human stink line, i.e. or AKA the home ec clothes.
Just Go about your
All
business.
that whole group, if you start hearing them chattering, it'd be like,
Time to
especially
move on.
with the camera around, oh, please, I will ruin some of your content with that drama because nobody cares about you.
The only
Jay.
issue in the event that you wanted to actually like truly fuck it up, they'll stop, they'll restart, or they'll edit it out. So at the end of the day, it's those would have been the times in which like editing shit wasn't like it was really expensive.
Yeah.
So
But when you
they
hope
couldn't afford it.
somebody else is watching or we're doing it and
Well,
somebody's recording
if it's live, then it doesn't matter.
and then
It's
they
there.
see that and then you can be like, well, you know what? Jeff Wilson, there's a little break here. What happened to that in that break time?
Yep.
Whoa, here we are. Just putting on that false narrative, which they've done so well for so many years now.
Like Obi-Wan Kenobi says, move along, move along. It's the best interest because I'm going to go back to the Oracle and his theory of karma. Karma is
Motherfucker.
thank you.
Yeah.
I call it different things, but we'll call it karma. It'll all come, like it's Johnny Cash. Sooner or later, it's going to cut you down.
When you
Mhm.
least expect it,
Yep.
when you least expect it, and it's usually tenfold.
And
If you've dodged it for a lot of years, guess what? All it does is get stronger and stronger,
Yeah.
and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
And it ain't going to be us. It's going to be a higher calling. And it's just going to be, you're going to get what you get. And it's just, I don't know why people get off at acting like they're so righteous when then the stuff they do is less than that. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how the gears in here turn to lock up to the Star Dynamo, the machinery at night, say, oh, I'm a good person.
Mm-hmm.
How does that, how do your actions and the stuff you do, the cogs and the wheels, all lock up and say, huh, I'm just a dandy old dude, ain't I? No.
I think there are some of them that mean well. They just don't know how to actually display it correctly.
Yeah. That's very much so a thing that is occurring with certain people that don't have they're good behind one of these, but when they're face to face with somebody and they're up in their stuff, like when we were young, if you said something about me and they got back to me that you said something about me or my mother or my father or what have you, we were up in people's grills saying, I don't want no problem with you, but you're sure making a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be such a chicken shit. You have something to say. I'm standing right here. Now I want to hear you say it.
Let's handle this like adults. Let's talk it out, and we can agree to disagree and walk away. But it's like that scene in Good Will Hunting. But if you guys want to step outside, let's just handle our stuff and be done with it. But like I was talking to Joe, I said, the last thing I want to do is go to National and think about fighting people. Like some of these people get up, hey, well, I'll see you at National. Okay, hi. What's up?
Yeah, we're here
to beat somebody up. Are you out of your gourd? I want to go look at cards, hang out with my people, and be left alone. We're Generation X. That's kind of our mantra. Just do your stuff over there. Leave us do our stuff over here, and we'll go about our day.
In the words of Roadhouse, what if somebody calls my mom a whore? Well, is she?
Exactly. My mother's not, so don't say it.
But you get what I mean. It's the same thing. It's like you could sit there and say anything and everything you wanted to. At the end of the day, you don't know me from Joe Blow off the fucking side of the street. You don't know me. You don't know how I was raised. You don't know my people. You don't know my family. Say what you want. Really, is that the best you got?
Yeah,
Is that the best you got?
Like you said, move along. If somebody calls Dave stupid, I'm not going to have time to react because he's gonna handle it on his own.
But the
even then, Dave's just going to quip him around.
The retort to that, though, at the end of the day, is like, really, is that the best you got?
Yeah, exactly.
Say, I'm stupid. Your mother's stupid for not swallowing your dumb ass. That's
the answer I expected.
That's the most stupid shit I've ever fucking heard.
But that's what I'm getting at. You know, it's one of those in which I got better things to do with my time than let some worthless piece of scum think that they're going to get under my skin for saying shit that's like, really? You know what? You're lucky I'm as old as what I am now because, 20 years ago,
yeah,
they wouldn't find you.
Allegedly. Or as my old man would say, if someone said something like that, this is my favorite line my old man used to say. He goes, son, if someone would say that to me, they'd be looking up. He goes, but I'm 70. I think my dad's 72 now. He'll be 73. And like he said, I still got a couple good ones left in me, but I want to save those for the situationals thus necessary. Like
when you need it.
Yeah. And like he said, he goes, so
this is true, bad, but
the world has changed. Unfortunately.
Well, not to mention if this was just casual conversation and it wasn't going to be uploaded somewhere, then it's something different. But yes, #allegedly.
Yeah.
Things are different.
Yeah.
And it's like the only difference is like what I said earlier. It's not like it's an open threat. I'm not threatening anybody.
No.
I'm just making a statement.
Yeah.
And even that is even what I said is a stretch. But 20 years ago, there'd be no questions. We'd have been freaking coming to fisticuffs, and it wouldn't have been pretty. But it's like that was then when you didn't have to worry about somebody pulling out a gun or a knife or whatever else, because let's face reality. Owning a gun and bringing out a gun to shoot somebody makes you a real big man. Anybody can use a gun.
We used to handle things civilized. The 99% of the time, it never got to fisticuffs. People would talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
Or it became a shoving match, and then it was still yelling and screaming. And then by that time, it's like, okay, this is bullshit. Yeah.
Let's go have a beer. It's like whatever. And those are the days that I wish people would come back to, where we just it's like, can't we all just get along? It would be nice. But unfortunately, because of the stuff that people do that's shady and not legitimate, it's hard to be in the presence of those people while they throw the wool over people's eyes to take said advantage of them. Mm-hmm. It sucks. I hope to avoid it all. And I hope this is, like I said, let's go there, come in, look at some cards, have some fun, and not worry about any of that junk. Even though I know Ed says he wants to see the what is it, the Rumble at the Rosemont. There's going to be no Rumble at the Rosemont. We're all in our 40s and too old to care about that crap.
We're not looking for drama.
No.
Let us be perfectly clear.
Exactly.
Dave may retort my statement, but we are not actively looking for drama. We have better things to do with our time than look for drama. However, if the opportunity presents itself, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that there won't be something that is said.
A retort. A civilized retort.
Define civilized, because Dave can get pretty medieval. So there may be no civilized retort.
Well,
I'm just saying. Come on, Vinny. You have no retort to that. You have no argument because you know I'm right.
Know there's no argument. But I like I said, I don't want I want to see the softer side of Sears. Not the Dave ticked off Dave.
Like I said, we're not none of us are looking to.
I know.
But I talk a big game. But at the end of the day, I would probably be more reserved, just for the simple fact that it's like, do I really want to waste my breath?
Exactly.
Is it really gonna make a difference? Dave, however, the resident YouTube curmudgeon, has been building this up for longer than the rest of us. Dave is going to open his mouth.
More than likely.
And the only thing is he better have the GoPro on. It better be recorded, and I better be present, because I don't want to see it on video. I want to experience it in person, because I want to fucking die and laugh.
Like what video? What footage you get today? Well, let's pop it on the old laptop there. Let's see what we got. Like, holy fuck! When did this happen? Sometime today.
Damn it, where was I?
It was 1:10 on a Friday afternoon.
We have to travel. We almost have to travel.
1:10 on a Friday afternoon. Stay away from any sort of activities while I'm getting my photo op. That's the only rule, Dave.
The thing is, we're gonna have to almost travel in a pack, so we don't miss anything. Which we're not in a huge number. It's not like we're, what was those guys called, the Outsiders or whatever. Can't think of that movie. The Lost Boys, something like. There's like 6 or 7 of us. It's not like we're an all menacing. All I can think of is the guy in the car hitting the bottles together. Warriors.
Captain Shark. So what the hell is that done on?
Yeah, West Side Story. Yeah, it's like no, we're not. Like you said, we're there to attack value boxes, find JJ 101s, those kind of things.
Find shit for other people.
That's true. Even though this food topic circled around to drama, not content, it's got to be said that the last thing you want is drama. But there is potential for drama.
It's like weather. It's like a 40% chance of drama. It just depends on, like everything else, the situation. Something happens with the youth, it doesn't even, I don't even think. It's going to be like a backstage segment on Raw 25 years ago. And it's not going to be a catering table that people go through. It'll be a table. I don't care. The youth get something happens. My strength of hating people will come very much into full circle into the vision of others, because it's like,
I can
especially
understand that.
if kids are bumping or somebody's like trying to bump. Come on now, you're not more important. Don't be a dick.
Well, if they're the
And
future of the
that'll
hobby,
be-
we need to show them what it's supposed to be like. You know what I mean? You don't
Yep.
want to turn them away. You don't want to turn them off.
If we weren't worried about prices, we'd be a lot better off.
This tie is 100% on point.
Did they? Oh, Gabo.
That is
Yeah,
100% on point. Like,
yeah, she's an 11-year-old kid. Dear God, that's the last thing I hope somebody would ever say to 11-year-old kid. Mary Magdalene, God Almighty. That's
Yeah,
there wouldn't be anything left for somebody.
Yeah, I'll be like, pardon me, and something will be said. Well, no, I'm like, it won't even matter. The words will come out. The fist will already be thrown. It won't even matter what the next words were. It'd be the next thing you hear is that person hitting the floor. I don't care. And there'd be one or two good kicks and probably me dropping a knee on the skull. Like, we're gonna finish it because that's the way it goes.
I would, like I said, I hope that we're in a modern age of maturity that would never be done. But to say something to it, it's
And
ridiculous.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
All bets would be off in that situation.
That's what I mean.
And especially if it's one of those in which, let's say it's the 4 of us, 5 of us, like Joe, because I know he's staying at the same place as we are. And let's say it's not Friday or Saturday, so we don't have Mark. But it's the 4 of us, 5 of us, and we're all standing in a group of other YouTubers that, we're chit-chatting, shooting the breeze or whatever. I could see that not ending well.
Hashtag allegedly.
No hashtags.
And no allegedlys.
You push those buttons. There is no thinking. There's thinking, how am I going to finish you and make sure you don't say another word ever again? I'm big enough that I don't care.
The beautiful thing about her is we might not even have the amount of time to retort or whatever. Quit with her old man sarcasm. So she might do one of these to us, turn around and say, listen here, pal, chew your jets. Go away. We're having a conversation.
Yeah, but even then.
Yeah, that's
going to fire up another. They're going to fire back because it's like, who the fuck do you think you are, little girl? You shouldn't be talking to your. And then that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And it's fucking World War 12, and you're gonna get my fist through the fucking back of your neck, and I'm gonna rip your spine out and say, well, try to walk.
Mortal Kombat.
Fatality. I win.
A flawless victory. Fatality.
Well, I think we went through all the bad scenarios that could possibly happen. Jeez, Maurice.
Well,
I think
hope it doesn't happen, but at the same time, you've got entitled cunts that think they're fucking God's gift to something. What? I don't know. The sports card world. Fuck off. You've got people who don't fucking associate with anyone else at any time in person. So online they can be the creeper dude and be in chat rooms or wherever, and pull their shit and like be the bully, and then okay, let's try how that works out in the real world now. I'll pull that card real quick. Guaranteed I'll pull it. You ain't gonna ever get the card back. And then you're just gonna have people that are fucking rude, that just don't care, no matter what it is. So the fat asses that are fucking wearing clothes that are too small, again, not necessarily team schmedium, but somebody maybe 20 years the senior in that same mold with a fucking backpack or a goddamn duffel bag or a fucking rolling suitcase.
And smells like ass.
Airport. And yeah, smells like swass. This isn't an airport. Get your fucking luggage out of here. Take your carry-on and carry on your fat ass out of the goddamn convention center. You start bumping into people right then. I don't even care. But like, watch where you're fucking going. You need glasses? Here's a fucking pair, fatty. Fuck off. I mean, it literally it'll be that quick for me if people are bumping into me like that. I get where the aisles are going to be constricted. But if I'm looking at a table and like you knock into me, I'm like, motherfuckers, can't you see? I'm belly up to the fucking table. You want me to sit on the cocksucker? Fucking move around. Show some fucking decorum. I'll walk past you and I'll elbow you in the face. Whoops. Didn't see you there. Fucking what's the capital of Thailand? Boom! Bangkok. Whoops. Sorry. I don't fucking care. Like, I'm not gonna sit there. If you can't show fucking courtesy, man, that's gonna be the tough one. And I know that's gonna happen because you're gonna have, especially with the youth, try to squeeze them out of tables if they're looking at something. That will not be tolerated either. But they're looking at shit. Well, fuck you. Wait your fucking turn, you dumb motherfucker. Well, I've got all this money. Stick it up your fucking stinky asshole. I don't care. Nobody fucking cares. Take your thimble dick and get the fuck out of here.
What you're witnessing, Mike, or we went into scenario situation. What would occur if said things would occur to the IRP group? And we just went through. It's like, what do they call that? It's like wargaming. This is the chart. If you do this with the IRP, this is how much you will find out. And all roads lead to this guy up here not being happy. And that's what we basically covered, huh, Galaxy?
We're gonna call these hypotheticals.
Thank you. Hypothetical.
We're gonna call these hypotheticals.
Yeah, we're in hypothetical moods.
However, it has been expressed in fairly decent detail. If said hypothetical were to occur, what may or may not happen. So, with that,
yeah. And that could be strangers, and that can be people that we know. It's just because you know us. If you try to, and it won't be funny with some of the things we said, especially with the youth. You try that. I don't care if you're friend or foe. It's fucking Royal Rumble. Every man for himself. So,
with that,
he has
I
no
think
cone
it is.
on his head.
I see that.
He got his cone and his stitches out today.
I can safely say this has been one of our more animated episodes.
I even
Thanks,
got
Ed.
it. That's kind of scary.
Thanks, Ed. It's all Ed's fault. We're gonna blame Ed.
What would happen if, and then he leaves? He stirs up the pot, and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm leaving now.
See you later."
That's
petting my dog, trying to calm down.
That's why I said we can blame Ed.
You want to go to National as a service dog? Huh?
Wrap us up, Dave. Wrap us up.
I bow on it, David.
And don't go on a diatribe for 6 minutes so we hit the 3-hour mark.
Hit the 3-hour mark. No, because I've got to wake up early, put away some freight, order, and try to be out of there at a decent time tomorrow to drive down to Minneapolis as the start of pitching lessons begins. So that's 8 hours of driving for me tomorrow.
Fun times.
Oh, God, the best. Thank you, Michael. Disappointed about the news, but what do you do? Again, Smitty's being a cunt. I know something about like house moving that time, but again, he needs a kick in the dick anyway. You saw it from the video from last September. He needs a kick in the dick. So that'll be bogus, but we'll be in spirit. We'll look for the Clay Matthews there. Ed for coming on, finally getting on, and it worked. You know, because Tuesday, Wednesdays have been beat up for him because I know what it's been. Just work, but I think yesterday he went to a concert. I think that was it, or that was over the weekend. I don't know. It was something. So same here, Mike. Again, I'm ornery in person, but again, usually it takes something to get me ornery. I'm not just naturally ornery. I've got some sort of button to push, and when those buttons are pushed, then I become Eminem the way I am. So, Michael, Ed, thanks for coming on, talking some food. Who knows? We might do a part 3 even before. Talk more food. That was good. And yes, there's the Chicago Food Truck Festival, the 29th and the 30th, in the South Chicago Loop. That ain't gonna work, Mike. I know. Potato chips. Bring potato chips or Indian food. That might work. Snickers. I'll throw that at Team Schmedium.
Gummy bears, chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, chicken sandwiches. That's always a positive. So, yeah, the South Loop. I don't know. Got to read more into it, see what that's all about. Because I think it was about an hour away, approximately 50 minutes. But there was construction that time. Yeah, the fattening too. It'll be in full effect. So that might be something we do one day. Go down there, eat in the afternoon, come back for like a trade night or something. Whatever the case may be. But we'll see. We got 4 more episodes before National.
Exactly 4.
So I can just put
4
something
weeks.
up in
4 fucking weeks, guys. 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Fucking crazy.
We'll met each other and already be either punching each other or building bunk beds. One of the two. Maybe both.
Who knows?
Especially with Robert. He'll come in there with
Bro
a
hugs.
6'9" and
Bro hugs are probably imminent. Just throwing that out there. Family hug, man. That's just the way it is.
family doesn't shake hands. Family hugs.
You beat me to it. Family hugs.
So the 3 of us, so Vinny, myself, and C, will get in sometime Wednesday late afternoon because we can't check in until 4:00. At some point, we have to pick up Bob from somewhere.
Yep.
Undetermined location.
Yep, and determine that location. Dave will also be in Wednesday late afternoon because, like I said, we can't check in until 4.
We'll sync up because we, again, have to go at the same time because
And eventually, oh, sorry, Dave.
Can't check in until 4.
Then eventually we have to meet up with Mike because he's going to have Joe. So we got to take Joe
Well,
back.
well, no, he just says he's driving Joe down on Tuesday. So
Okay.
Joe will already be at the resort on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
So we'll then be able to sync up with Joe
Yep.
on Wednesday, figure out where we all are, and then try and make some sort of plans for Wednesday night because we need to go get our freaking passes, all that kind of fun shit on Wednesday.
And I rented the party bus, so
Yeah, so we have an SUV, so we'll be able to add another person to our vehicle. Dave, I know you have like an SUV type vehicle too, so we'll be taking two vehicles, but
go ahead.
we'll have to. I mean, we will plan each day as the day happens. So.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where we are. And I know we have Stoph with us Friday night into Saturday, but he's local. But so I mean, we'll make room for another person to ride in. So we'll make it all work. But that's our agenda, so to speak. That's the itinerary as it stands.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Subject to change.
Card subject to change.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not so much Wednesday, subject to change.
Yeah,
the rest of the time, that's different.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 3 more shows on a Wednesday, and then the week of national show will be on Tuesday from remote locations.
Yes. Parts unknown to you, but parts known to us. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, they already... Everybody knows where I'm going to be, so it's not a surprise.
You'll be opening the door for the dogs.
Do what?
I said you'll be opening the door back and forth for the dogs.
No, that's your job. I'll just be sitting to the left or to the right of you.
It'll be sitting right there.
Okay, to your right. Okay.
Or you could sit right in front of me. It's like we're playing, what do you call that game? Battleship.
Battleship.
We'll have 2 Battleship references in one episode.
And the nice thing about it is if I go out in the backyard to smoke, I don't have to take my laptop because I can sit there and look in your computer.
Yeah. We just got to time it with all the dogs so you don't get
Dude, if the dogs need to go outside when I'm having a smoke, who gives a shit?
True.
I mean,
multitask.
It is what it is. Just do me a favor, Vinny, please. Oh, actually, I don't need to ask the favor because since we're picking up the rental car on Tuesday, we can make a stop. I was going to say, can you at least make sure you have like a 6-pack of Coors Light or something?
I could do that.
But like I said, if we're getting the rental car on Tuesday, I get it in a decent time. Show won't start until 8:35 your time. We should have 3 or 4 hours.
We figured
to make a stop.
We were going to take you up to the pro field and then get some dinner. We'll get the car, pick you up, get the car, go up to like Sam's or something, get provisions for our trip, and then go up to the pro field, eat dinner, be back here by 8:35. Because I think the boys might be practicing, so you might be able to see that and where C plays and stuff.
No, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
probably not her new field. We'll since she's playing for a different club now for a year at least. We'll see how that all goes. But where she used to play.
Well, no, still it'd be cool to see that 100%.
Yeah.
And then of course once we get into town, that's when we'll go get the case of beer, my coffee creamer, coffee, because they won't have any of the shit at the resort. So we
Yeah.
got to get coffee. I'll have to have creamer.
Well, for our trip
Coffee
next
filters.
week, I'm planning on getting a new cooler so we could take said cooler with us to.
Okay, that works too.
Yeah, I want to
But
get.
I'm the only thing that I will want to stop and get because to save time, because I hate buying like travel sizes to then put them in the baggie and have it go through fucking the
TSA.
the bullshit crap. I'm not taking it with me, so we will have to make a stop. I'm sending my brush and my toothbrush, but I'll need gel, deodorant, toothpaste, and I'll buy travel sizes when I'm there. But I thought about actually packing it in the shit that I'm shipping up prior to going, but I'm like, fuck it.
We can stop at Kroger.
somewhere.
We got Kroger, BJ's, Sam's Club. We'll be able to get it.
Ty, I thought about buying a carton, and I might, because that's usually what I do when I travel. How expensive are smokes up there, Vinny?
$9, I think, for
Okay,
Marlboro Red.
so they're more expensive there. So I'll probably
I
buy a
can
carton
check.
there.
I'll check when I'm at the store because I don't buy them, obviously. But check what the price they are at 7-Eleven. Last time I looked, like the generic cigarettes were like, I just saw it when I was at Kroger the other day, and when you're walking out, I happened to look over to cigarettes and I saw that one off brand my buddy used to smoke, and they were $8.69, almost $9.
Okay, so they're
Carton with like a circle on it.
So they're more expensive there than they are here. So I'll take the proactive approach. I'll buy a carton and it'll go in my laptop bag like they always do when I travel.
Yeah, probably a good idea. And I know they're probably in Chicago. They're probably god awful.
I'm
Probably
sure.
pity. I remember going to Philadelphia circa 2001, and my buddy went. I walked with him to get a pack. He got a pack of smokes. They were $11 then. So
Well, when I was in Canada, they were $16 a pack. So
yeah.
But anyways, we were supposed to be wrapping up. Now we're over 3 hours. I'm shutting up. Vinny, shut up. Wrap us up, Dave. We can finish this conversation in after hours. Briefly.
Remember, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Especially like for Eric, since he wasn't here tonight. Got to make sure he pays his just dues. Yeah, 4 more shows, and yeah, it'll be fun. One way, shape, form, or fashion, it will be fun. So thank you, Edward. Thank you, Michael. For Steve, for Vinny, Dave. It's been the Instant Revolution podcast. Remember, collecting cards, hell of a hobby. The friendships that you forge along the way, that's what really matters. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.